एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन।
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन।
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन।
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन।
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन।
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन।
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन।
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन।
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन।
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, आर यू तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार,
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई, अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट, एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल।
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. The evening is going to be really, really exciting tonight because who is going to bring the masala in the curry, right? Tonight, we're going to see Masala Esports versus Yama Esports. This is your boy Fredo. Alongside me is Crucifix, and we are going to be casting tonight's match. So, Crucifix, what are your thoughts, man? How are you? Are you excited?
I'm kind of excited, bro. And basically, what we have to do in this match is put the masala into the match, dude. I'm not joking. I think the Yama Esports, I've seen them play damn good. I've not heard of Masala Esports, though. I think, there might be a little bit of a rename going on there. But overall, I think, our responsibility is to actually give them the masala and give the audience what they need. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's all we have to do. But again, the teams, though, they have the pressure that's actually building up, mainly because obviously they want to win this. So, what do you think is going to be the most likely outcome of this?
Well, when you talk about the team names, like you mentioned, Masala Esports is not something that you have heard of, neither me either. But the thing is, the fact that they have made it this far into you know, into this tournament already means that they have something, right? Otherwise, who would make this far?
Definitely.
So let's see if these guys actually have that metal in them, or have they just made it here by fluke or by chance? Because that is something that they would not want, to be true, right? But tonight, the thing is, they have actually had their matchup against a very worthy opponent, against whom, if they win tonight, then they can definitely go on and say that we have made it here by actually defeating the best teams in India.
I completely agree with you, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Yama Esports, I think they actually have it in the bag. Well, personal opinion, I shouldn't be biased, but again, Masala Esports, uh, it's funny to say this, dude. I keep remembering like this packet of
Masala.
Maggi masala. Like,
Very Indian as well, right? If you talk about masala, the entire India and the entire
yes,
world will be
sir.
like, "What's masala?" But we Indians know what masala is, right?
Definitely, my friend. And I'm not gonna lie though, this Masala Esports name, it's kind of like this thing, this outstanding, beautiful little habit that we Indians have. We come up with the most random names, and sometimes us casters really have a, blast, reading out your names. Thank you guys for all of this. I hope people who actually use like very inappropriate names stop that. Just warning
Yeah.
you guys in the chat, if you guys are one of those people, stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, man. Do not want those names, but come up with creative and funny names. Like, I mean, I would not be surprised at all if one of these guys, they had a name called Garam Masala, the other one Chaat Masala, the other one with I don't know, Lal Mirch or something like that. So, because these things are definitely the spices that we want to, we definitely want to have in our meals, right? And talking
Yep.
about spices, you belong to the land of the spices, man. I mean, since olden times, your state Kerala has been famous, right? For the
Not
spices.
not just Kerala, I'd be very honest with you. The Portuguese and everyone, they used to actually come up to India and get spices on their ships and then get back to their places, Portugal and a lot of other places. I can't really remember. I have to rack my brain for all that information. A lot learned it long back during history class. Forgive me for, having the memory of a goldfish. But again, well, it is what it is, though.
And with that, we are here into the draft already. First phase is over now, and taking a look at the band section, I'm not really surprised about these bands. And the fact that the new hero here, Sora, it has been here for quite some time, and I do know that this is one of those heroes where it is going to get picked up quite often. Like the thing is, about these heroes like Zacian and even Zushin when they were released. They were not picked up that often like they were used to after quite some time. But the thing is, Sora, the day it came into the Land of Dawn, it has been spammed by every single person of the EXP lane, fighter users in every single rank. And this is too OP right now to ignore. But and
Yep.
taking a look at this draft that's going on, the side of Yama Esports really prioritizing on a very meta-centric and focused draft here. But the side of Masala Esports as well, man, they take up that carry immediately because they do not want the enemy to shred down this Fredrin. But the option for the export still remains open, right?
True, and then you could also think about the idea that you could have a possible tanky jungler, maybe a Minotaur onto the side of Team Masala Esports that could actually pair well with the Fredrin. You got a lot of healing, you've got a lot of tankiness with that Minotaur, so it would pair well. But again, so since they might actually go for that, I think the carry pick, like you said, is going to be kind of crucial. Either get him or ban him. But again, the side of Team Yama Esports pick up on that very immediately, and they go for that Lunux, a hero that can actually do a lot of HP based damage. I think that's actually pretty smart from their end. But again, we've got the second banning phase rolling up. We've got now Claude getting banned off from the side of Team Masala Esports. I think there's
Yep.
some idea of what the enemy could actually pick to counter all of the tanky liners. And look at that. While I was mentioning Minotaur, the cow
Yeah,
is going to the ban section along with Florin.
definitely. They kind of predicted that, I would say, as well as you, because the thing is, if you give them a Minotaur as well, then they're going to get too tanky at the same time. That team fight comp that they're working towards right now, Masala Esports will have all that advantage in their hands. Florian as well taken off the map. All these heroes definitely going to, I would say, build up the pressure even further with the fact that you're having a Fredrin already along with that Zacian. But yeah, with that from the other side, they go for this Yi and Shin ban, which is kind of justified considering how it can farm up much, much more faster as compared to the Fredrin and provide better rotation and vision as well at the same time. So yeah, a lot of pressure could be built up there. But okay, Yama Esports, that is not something I'm really familiar with, Crucifix, because Clint, I have not really seen Clint in a long, long time.
Look, the thing is, Clint is one of those heroes that has a lot of burst, okay? This guy's got
Yeah.
a lot of poking potential. And again, I'm kind of like expecting a lot from this guy, but again, you've got Masala Esports with a lot, Fredrin as the jungler, so you don't have that potential with, Clint being able to take down the jungler. However,
Yep.
he does have the opportunity to get himself maybe the Sky Piercer, the Malefic Gun. He could do some damage, but the priority, in my opinion, would be Zacian and Carry. Hey, talking about that though, I'm a little confused because the moment I actually saw this, I was actually like, no, wait, this is not right. And I did figure it out. This is how Zacian looks, yeah? This is the splash
Yeah.
out for art for Zacian, and that is totally not Zacian. That is animation. That is exactly what it
Anyway.
is.
Whichever version it may be, both of them look surprisingly stunning, right? The
Definitely, my friend.
Chinese, the Chinese Empress
Hey, hey,
Zacian,
yo,
Wu
hey, yo.
Zacian actually. And now we have Guinevere coming up on the screen. Yama Esports have completed their draft. Masala Esports as well. They have taken up everything that they could in that draft section. But I'm not going to say that I'm favoring either side. I feel like both the comps are pretty justified, but that Kufra pick is just out of nowhere. I'm not really sure how to react to this, but maybe they were predicting a Fanny jungle or something, I would say.
Maybe. I think the Kufra. Well, in my opinion, I think that the Kufra is not going to be that much value for the side of Team Masala Esports, but he could engage and get the Tyrant's, wrath and get a good set possibly. I recently just saw someone create the most beautiful set with Kufra, got one ultimate out, and all five of them got locked in. I got an instant savage. Thank you to that friend. I think you're probably watching. So thank you for that one. Again, well, we're waiting as the teams are actually rolling into the land of dawn to have some fun with each other. So
And
we are in
with
the
that,
land of dawn, Frito. Look at that. Masala Esports on the blue side versus Yama Esports on the red side. Who's gonna take the win? Who's gonna have the chance on being called the winners tonight, my friend? We will find out. Stay tuned. Make sure you actually, subscribe, like, and make sure you, call your friends because obviously, you don't want them missing out on the action either. So back to you, Fredo.
yes, and with that, not really not really surprised though the fact that Raren is of course not the kind of guy that okay. Is he able to bait out that passive of the Zacian right now, which won't be up for another 2 minutes or so. So that is a window of opportunity there to try and take down the Chinese Empress. But along with that, on to the goal lane, we can see that the clean not clearly dominating that carry with the help of that range, but that's all that we can see for now. Talking about the way this game is about to go in, Abyss TZ is definitely giving out a lot of information on the map, but that's not really enough because they have not really gained anything from it. So I feel like they do need to do something so that they can gain that mid lane advantage that they're looking for right now.
I completely agree with you, my friend. Viol is actually kind of like, pressuring Rico. I don't know how to pronounce it, but look at that top side. We've got Toby taking a lot of damage. Purify baited out. We've got Zaza trying to run away, but he's going to be taken out by Rawred, who's not going to be, very kind to him because obviously he's got to actually get some kills before he engages for the turtle. But look at that. He's trying to dodge it. He uses Ultra Instinct, jumps up there. We've got Kufra using the bouncing ball, and everyone from the side of Team Yama Esports now following through. We've got Vio using the ultimate to get the kill on Zacian. Boo Zacian out, following him. It's going to be too fast for you because obviously, you go too fast, you die. And bot side, Ted is dead too, but Fredrin's ultimate now connecting, got a kill, but Raren's ultimate too, man. That's absolutely brutal. The side of Team Yama Esports comes on top though.
And we're having Yama Esports open up the scoreboards from themselves, giving a couple of kills away as well, but in the end they get the turtle, and that is all they need in the first few minutes. And into the goal lane side though. Not really sure as to why that carry was out there trying to pressure a Clint in the early game when you can't even kill and you do not have enough information. Meanwhile, that miss of that jump, from the Kufra, that was really funny to watch. But because of that jump miss, they were able to get 2 kills there, Yama Esports. So yeah, they gotta give some assist points to Kufra right there.
Oh, but look at
pressure.
that. Apu, he's pressuring, but in the top side, we've got Rawren trying to invade the enemy jungle with his friend, Abyss TZ. But look at that. Too Fast For You is now fast enough to actually come there in time, but he's going to be as fast as going back to the base because this guy has an absolute fast, set of skills there. But again, Rawren too was able to quickly dodge Fredrin's Appraiser's Wrath middle damage, so he is able to survive for now. I actually did expect him to be taken out, Fredo.
Yep, I did too. But now Raren, actually Violet, just now picking up the Sky Piercer. So that just shows that this Lunox is very comfortable, very, very eager to get those kills right now. Sitting on 3 assists though. So that is kind of bad news, I would say, for him. But I think it's still possible for him to make a clapback right now because the thing is they're leading in terms of goal very, very heavily. And Zitad here could be getting caught, getting taunted, and that bravest fighter will take him down. And now BizTZ, he wants to go in for more. And with that, there it comes. But oh my god, he will still not survive even with the Zacians all. But Violet going in way too deep. This could be punishable here. But that brilliance comes in clutch, and the Sky Piercer props off, taking down Zaza. But Reko here could be getting a revenge elimination. And that is Violet falling to the Chinese Empress once again.
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. You were absolutely right. That was unnecessary of him to actually jump there. But look at that. Rawren able to secure the turtle again because this is the second time. He's going to do a lot of damage too. He's going to get the kill onto the enemy Fredrin, whose name I can't read. Lapu Lapu rotating from the bot side with, obviously Yuzong following straight through. Too Fast For You, trying to run away. I think he is trying to say that he is too fast for Yuzong, but the rest of his team don't really have that, intention to actually follow through on that fight there because obviously they don't want to get, the kill onto the Kufra. They would rather just take the buff, play it safe, and not risk it too much. Abyss TZ, Viol, and also Zedtad. I'm gonna call him Tad. Yeah. He's a tad bit too hard for me to actually pronounce, so Tad is what I'm going with. Now we've got Viol again going into the top side with the help of Abyss TZ. He's gonna get the kill on Zaza, and that's gonna be a big wrap on the top fight. But again, Kufra might actually disengage. Bouncing ball used up, but what is it gonna do, dude? It's a Clint. You can't really do much. Abyss TZ engaging again. Too Fast For You is inside the tower. He's going to stay alive for a bit longer. Zaza now back finally, but he's lost his top tower.
Yes, and that is bad news. Okay, Raren here coming with the special migration. And with that, the follow-up comes through from Zitad, and they're able to secure a kill onto the enemy XP laner. There should be an opening here for them to take down that bottom side. Meanwhile, Abyss TZ still creating pressure on the map here for the side of Masala Esports. They're not really having a comfortable time in their own area right now. But look at that, Violet, so much burst. But now he will be the one getting taken down. But Brilliance comes through. Will there be a save? Appraiser's Wrath, but that is a miss. Violet surviving very, very close there. And now he picks up the Genius one as well. So that is going to be even more bad news here for Masala Esports. Because now they have to deal with so much more penetration coming through from this Lunox.
Look at that, we've got the ultimate, the Tsunami Slam, but look, it's going to be too fast for you. Who's going to be taken out first? It's not going to be, Abyss TZ following through. I felt really bad with that one, bro. That was not, required, but you did end up giving 1 kill. It's a roamer for a roamer. It's not actually going to do much unless, of course, you're actually trying to go for a team fight in the turtle side, but I guess, well, Kufra could have more of an impact in a team fight than, obviously, Abyss TZ's Kalea, because that's a pick-off hero, and I didn't mean that he's not going to be able to do anything, but he will be. But the teams are playing safe. They're just trying to poke each other. They're trying to understand what the depths of the other team is, how much damage they can do, and the positioning. They're actually investing into actually playing it a little safer than usual. I think that this is actually a good idea, especially knowing the side of Team Masala Esports don't really have any opening to get a win as of yet.
Yes, and with that, into the mid lane, there it comes. Tsunami Slam, Rekko gets taken down. Oh, that jump there! And this is what they were looking for. The turnaround could come right away, but the damage is not enough. The set of a lifetime, but there's nothing that they can do. But this Yuzong, oh my god, he does not survive. Okay, he survives, but man, on the other side, look at that carry, just trying to split push. But his entire team will pay the price. But damn, bro, that was really cool setup right there from the Kufra. But the thing is, there was no damage. There was no damage.
They don't have farm. Exactly at 7 minutes into the game, like they had a 6,000 disparity in their gold, and I don't think it's actually a good idea, even if you get a good set, that you follow through on that and maybe pick off one person and then just walk back. Fredrin did not have his passive stacks up, so he couldn't use the Appraiser's Wrath instantly, and even if he did, he really needed to take a lot of damage to actually, utilize it to the fullest. But again, I think, Lapu Lapu was able to do a lot of damage in that previous team fight, but it didn't really do much there, my friend. We've got another engage possibly, I think at the top side, off camera. Abyss TZ trying to actually force his way into the enemy side. They're able to push down the top side tier 2, and they're trying to go for the mid 1 too.
Yep. And they're looking for it. Another wave arriving through top side, bot side, lane pressure building up here. And with that, they could definitely take down this tier 2. And with that, they've taken down, okay, into the mid lane. And that is Rekko getting caught once again. I'm not really sure how they're able to reach the enemy backline that well, because the thing is, it's not really somebody else getting targeted. It's the mid laner who is, who should be the most behind in terms of the positioning, right? Abyss TZ is able to pick him up every single time. That means there is something wrong going on with the side of Masala Esports. The position of their mid laner getting compromised again and again. And that is the reason why Yama Esports are getting such an advantage, because in terms of clearing lanes, you cannot really do much with a carry or a Lapu Lapu. You need that Zacian to help them. But she's never available, and that's why they're losing towers left and right.
Hey, man, I mean, Lapu Lapu can technically clear the lane pretty fast. I mean, I'm kind of, biased towards that hero. I've been playing that hero a little bit nowadays, and I think he's one of those heroes that can actually solo carry a game, even if you're solo rank.
Yeah.
Surprisingly good how, well built he is for some reason. He's not bad in any way in terms of sustain, in terms of having damage. You put a Fury Hammer, you're already set to do a lot of damage. I believe that is one of the reasons why Lapu Lapu is loved, but I don't think Zyke is able to actually bring out that amazing Lapu Lapu, performance right now. I wish I could see more, because obviously in that previous team fight he was able to do a lot of damage, but it wasn't really enough now, was it, Fredo?
Yeah, it was definitely the lack of farm, that's kind of stopping them from pulling off that great move. But another one, Tsunami Slam coming through. Oh, okay, there it comes. The King's calling. Okay, it is the Queen's calling actually, but now the follow through coming through. Oh my god, that's a double kill for the goal laner. But Toby as well coming with the double kill, and with that, special migration will be coming through, killing spree. But that knockup will not get him alive. Shutdown still secured here by Forever, but he could be falling down as well. Triple kill for Toby.
It's over.
Now it's only 1v2 with the Lord, making it 3v1 right now. And the Chinese Empress has to do everything she can until her teammates come alive. 10 seconds on the countdown. Too fast for you comes back to the map right now, but is he enough? 2 people up against 3, because the Lord is as well on their side. Too fast for you. Lot of damage. He goes in for the stun, but there is nobody to back him up. But there it comes. The Lapu Lapu that you were talking about. He could be making the outplay here.
Oh man, I believe that Zaiki is actually doing something that he was able to repel the enemies away from the town, Nexus at least. But for now, it's
Oh,
just what you call Rarin. I mean, he misstepped. He got caught. He is taken out. Fever not showing any mercy. And look at that, Yuzong jumping in with a big black dragon form, getting the shot residue onto Rekko, taking him down. But Zaza is not going to stand and let him do that anymore because that's going to be Tad falling down. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Robin's misstep there caused a big problem, and I think Tad had to actually step up there and try to actually get one pick off just to balance it out, even it out. But balancing it out at your level in the game, you've got the advantage, an overwhelming amount of farm. You cannot really afford it. But look at that, we've got one death, and that's going to be Fever.
yes, and the thing is that misstep there actually happened because of the passive of the Zacian. The thing is, he was trying to land his spatial migration onto Rekko, but that passive just pushed him away, and yeah, that is the reason why we we saw that
Celestial
misstep
armament.
happen, and that's where everything went wrong. Zatad tried to go for that revenge kill as well, and of course he even lost his own life there. But man, the thing is, this, as you can see on the screen, Carry is farmed right now. He has all those builds available. Along with that, just missing one more. And with that,
Another
there
one.
it comes through again. Again, mid laner getting caught first. And with that,
Oh,
they're following through for the
Batu.
other members.
Lapu, he was able to do a lot of damage. Zaza now taking down Abyss TZ, but that's going to be very bad for the side of Team Masala Esports. They overcommitted. Now they don't have anybody to actually stop whatever damage the side of Team Yama Esports is doing to the Nexus. Fever gets taken out, and that is going to be a direct end for the side of Team Masala Esports.
And with that, we have seen what they can do. They have definitely shown what they're capable of. Yama Esports being the favorites coming into this match, showing exactly why they are favorites and why they are up there on the leaderboards, while other teams are not. And that is definitely because of the level of gameplay that they showed right in front of the audience which was watching. And man, gotta be honest, Masala Esports, there were a lot of things that went wrong for them. They could have avoided that, but at the same time, even from the side of Yama Esports, they did make quite a few blunders. But lucky for them, the enemy side was not really able to punish them right away. But the fact that the enemy mid laner was getting caught so many times, I'm not really sure if they want to give away Abyss TZ that Kalia once again. Because, man, imagine your mid laner getting marked out of everyone else. That's really unfortunate.
I mean, to be fair, the only reason why, obviously the mid laner from the side of Team Masala Esports didn't die as often as I would have actually expected it to be, well, after the first 3 minutes of the game, was probably because of the Celestial Armament, that the passivization keeping her alive for a long time. I believe that.
Hello,
Wait, I think I'm
Discord.
lagging.
Discord screen share.
I think the screen is not moving. Wait, no, it's not. The screen is stuck now, and I'm actually seeing myself stare into the screen like I don't know. I just stepped around. Yep. I think for now,
And with
anyways, the only little problem that I actually really ever saw with what the side of Team Yama Esports, were doing was the fact that Viol was overstepping on most of the fights, and I didn't really like to see it. However, it kind of like didn't get punished as often as most people would have expected it to be punished. Again, that kind of led to the overwhelming snowball with that Sky Piercer. Obviously, Viol was able to actually capitalize on that pretty well. Secondly, Raren was a dominant force in that whole segment of the game. He was able to actually pick up from the mid game, and he was able to actually just completely turn the tides around, especially after that first carry kill right in the top lane, where he just went there and then it zoomed back into the, turtle fight, the first turtle of the match. They didn't give any objectives to the side of team, uh, wait 1 second. Masala Esports, yes.
Sun Exports, yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say Garam Masala Esports.
But yeah, talking about the teams, like you said, there were definitely a lot of blunders that happened, and there were definitely moments where we could have thought that Masala Esports are about to make a comeback, especially when the double kill happened right there for the carry. But the thing is, even Toby was farmed up quite a lot, and the thing is about the Clint, the range just does not betray you. That's why, even though the enemy tried to get into the back lines, the range is just so much that Clint is able to burst through them. And man, did you see the double shot damage in the end? Like crazy. It was melting down Fredrin in 2 shots. That was so much damage from a Clint. And that just goes to show as to why you do not want to pick up a carry that early on, because then the enemy is able to pick up counters like the Clint. Because of the range, you're not really able to burst him down as you want, because you're not able to reach him in the first place. And that's how, man. And with an experienced goal laner like Toby, who is probably one of the best young talents right now in the country, you do not want to go up against him picking up a goal laner first, because you want to counter that guy first instead of picking up your own goal lane pick first. And in this meta where fighter goal laners are shining, you could have actually gone for the Lapu Lapu in the goal lane, I would say, and wait for another EXP laner, which is much, much more tanky, because Lapu, I know it's very great. It has a lot of sustain, but do not forget that with with the amount of damage that he does, the sustain comes at a price. You're not really sustainable enough like the other fighters. Like you can talk about the Glue, you can talk about the Uranus, you can talk about Esmeralda, all those sandbag kind of EXPs. You could have went for that instead of throwing the Lapu Lapu into the EXP, I would say, Crucifix. And maybe send the Lapu Lapu into the goal lane, because that works out much better for you, because you're able to get that War X much earlier. And then maybe you can buy those boots and start rotating faster than the enemy goal laner, because the enemy goal laner, while he's getting farmed, you're already going to start snowballing, because you just need one item. Meanwhile, the enemy goal laner, he needs 4 or 5. So that's exactly why I always prefer in this fighter side lane meta. I always prefer to see the Lapu Lapu into the goal lane, because I think that's the best pick that you can have right there. Maybe the CC counters it.
Well, I mean, CC does have his own, her own advantages, but again, Lapu Lapu, the whole shtick about Lapu Lapu is the fact that he was able to actually outsustain any other fighter in the current meta, except for maybe this, sandbag heroes. But look at that, we've got the player of the match. Damage taken, 37%. Damage dealt, 7%, really? That's all?
Wow, that's crazy to have the 7% damage dealt. And
Flint?
I'm not really sure if I'm seeing a glowing one there, but if that's true, oh my God, that's something for the books to be remembered, man. Because take a look at that, like double anti-heal. I've never seen that on any other hero. I mean, I might have seen it a couple of times on maybe fighters, because they buy the dominant size and at the same time they take the sea halberd. But on a marksman taking a not gold one. Why am I saying gold one? It's glowing one. But man, that's some crazy stuff happening. I don't know how did it work, but gotta give credit to Toby for being a little bit more creative out there. But what
He
do you think?
just wanted to he just wanted to add some magic into his gameplay, and I think it worked,
Masala,
man.
some masala, right?
Some masala into his gameplay. And I think it actually checked out for him. I think the double anti-heal is the new meta. I think we should all just try a triple anti-heal, get the dominance ice. And
Yeah,
okay,
why
don't
not?
take my word for it. Don't take my word for it, guys. I'm just joking. It's just a joke. My sarcasm is, unwarranted. Don't follow through with it.
I mean, we could definitely try it on a hero like Esmeralda, I would say, because Esmeralda, she's tanky, she does magic damage, she does physical as well. So why not go all three, like dominance and then glowing, and then even the Sea Halberd as well? Because why not try it out? Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but you can experiment it once, and I'm definitely going to try that out once and see if it works or not. But meanwhile, we're going to wait for the second match to happen. And I'm not really sure what to say, but Crucifix, I do feel like Masala Esports have to figure out a way tonight, because if not, the the favorites are going to become the favorites again.
Look, man, I'm gonna be very honest with you, dude. Zeki played pretty well, I'll be honest. He was able to actually counter the Yuzong in the lane, which we all perfectly saw. It was surprising that he actually ended up losing the game because obviously he was playing pretty well. But I think in terms of team fight, he wasn't as present as his counterpart Yuzong. Yuzong was
Yeah,
diving the backline, making sure the backline had a hard time. The side of Team Masala Esports really didn't have an option to actually just play it safe, and especially with Abyss TZ there. Oh my God, no way. I think
the
that
guy.
definitely, like you said, Abyss TZ's Kalea is going to get banned. No doubt about that. A respect ban is warranted. But again, like I was saying, Recco getting marked that much is absolutely very, very dangerous for your own team because the
Yes.
Fury of the Phoenix, the moment it actually lands, it's going to yeah, so the Fury of the Phoenix is the most amazing ultimate because it's just similar to, Yi Sun Shin's ultimate. It's able to give you vision, it's able to stun lock heroes, and also able to give you a lot of movement speed to actually just run up to the enemies. So it is a good CC, it's a good initiation tool, and also maybe a good, escape tool too. But that again is very, situational. It could be situational based on whatever situation you're in. But the Fury of the Phoenix is absolutely amazing as an ultimate. The fact that they weren't able to utilize on that all the time, because in that team fight where you saw Kufra catching 4 people and Yuzong being the only one, Tad being the only one who was able to run away, I think that 4 people could have actually taken a lot of damage from the Zacian ultimate, could have stun locked them if the
Yeah,
Zacian was alive. But the moment that we actually realized that Abyss TZ took her out a few seconds ago, she was still respawning. That just led to a big problem there. They didn't have enough damage. If they did want to actually do more damage, they needed to crowd control the enemies even, but they weren't able to because obviously Kufra ran out of, crowd control spells. He didn't have a flicker at that time. Lapu Lapu only has one crowd control, and Fredrin, obviously, you've got one taunt, but the enemies already have so much farm. 7 minutes into the game, 7 minutes, 45 seconds, you've got 6,400 gold gap, and that's absolutely crazy, dude. You're not going to be able to do enough damage. It was a 3 versus 4, even though it was a good set, even though they had the opportunity to make a big comeback over there, they completely lost it because either it was because of one of two things. You didn't have the farm to actually do enough damage to
yeah,
them. Oh, well, again, it's a Fredrin. He is going to rely heavily on the Appraiser's Wrath. And two, you didn't have, like, what, a lot of CC to chain stun them to actually keep them in place for a long bit so that Fredrin maybe could have actually come up with another taunt or something of the kin so that he could have actually turned the tides around. But again, I don't think that that team fight was the only thing that actually led to their loss.
yeah, definitely, man. There was definitely a lack of damage on their part, a lack of crowd control as well, like you said. And of course, man, the thing is they did have all the battle spells up on the enemy side. So even if they were crowd controlled by that Kufra, they immediately escaped to the backlines. You definitely saw that Lunox and the goal laner Clint Toby was also in a very good position actually, because while you're trying to deal damage on the AoE of that Kufra's ult, the enemy backliners are already in position where they are about to deal damage on you, and that's what just chunk down the Kufra and the Fredrin and the Lapu Lapu, because you know how the passive of Clint works. It pierces through you, and that's
Multiple
exactly why
targets.
three of them taking damage at the same time got taken down so low because, like you said, 6k farm lead. And here we have it on our screens right now. As you can see, the battle result 13-28. The score speaks for itself. And even though it was just 5 times that record died, those 5 times were really important because, and only because, Yama Esports engaged right away as soon as they saw that opening. And that is exactly why Masala Esports never really had a good team fight in their advantage.
Oh man, I completely agree with you. But the fact of the matter is, Masala Esports now have this one big problem. That's going to be one win for the side of Team Yama Esports. They got the victory on this game. And now, if they have to come back, they have to make a big impact in the next game. And I'll be very honest with you, with the way that the side of Team Yama Esports intimidated them as of right now, I think Masala Esports might just have a hard time actually coming out of that shell. But again, they do show promise, their positioning and their, overall setup for that one stun from Kufra and the follow-up from the side of Team Masala Esports speaks a lot. It speaks volumes. But again, they weren't able to capitalize on that one. They could do better in terms of actually macroing. I think Zaza really needs to stick with his team more often. But again, let's have a look at the match results. It's 0, yeah, 0-8 on the Kufra. I think the time that, he jumped in between the enemies right through. Well, Ultra Instinct, obviously, from the side of Team Yama Esports, was able to help them dodge the Kufra's jump in the first 3 minutes of the game. But again, dude, let's just face it. The fact that he was able to actually jump in that direction means that he was a little panicked or maybe a little stressed out. Maybe the pressure was on him. So I think that's the whole problem with Too Fast for You. I think he wasn't able to actually keep up with the, demands of what the teams were actually asking from him. So Yama Esports, I think you will have an easier time to actually get the win.
Now we have the head-to-head matchup displayed on the screen, and it's very, very clear right now. And the Clint was clearly the dominating factor in this one because, man, why not, right? Clint having that range up against the carry. And definitely there's a reason why he has those assists to his name as well, dealing damage from the backlines. The Lunox always going in for the finish with that Sky Piercer, and that is exactly why you do not want to have two Sky Piercers on the same team. And now
Definitely.
that is evident as to why the Clint has 16 assists to its name because, man, they were trying to help that Lunox farm up a bit more than the Clint, even though he was the MVP in the end because he did not really die even once. But the fact
Oh,
is, they did try to, give away all those Sky Piercer stacks to the Lunox, and that's exactly why the Sky Piercer was the first item priority for the Lunox.
I agree with you, but look at that, dude. I just realized I made a mistake with what I actually said previously. It wasn't Clint doing 7% damage, it was Clint taking 7% damage and
Yeah, yeah.
37% damage dealt to the enemies. Holy crap. It's matched up head to head by Lapu Lapu, who's the MVP from the side of Team Masala Esports. No doubts about that. Zaike is absolutely busted on this guy. And I believe that he should really, work with his team more. There was a good opportunity there, here and there, I believe. But he wasn't, as present as Yuzong in most team fights, man.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the rotation speeds were definitely not matching up, and I've kind of think it's because of lack of information. Because, like we already saw, BSTC, his control over the map was much better as compared to Fast for You, and that's exactly why the Yuzong always had the incentive to rotate because he had that information as to who is where, and that allowed him to rotate much much more faster through the river area without being concerned because the vision was always available. The information was to their advantage. Meanwhile, on the other side, Too Fast for You, not having that clear vision on the map, not scouting out the right areas, not giving and providing enough information, did not really allow the Lapu Lapu to leave his lane comfortably. There was always a chance of ambush, and that's exactly what happened once or twice. If you remember right, the Lapu Lapu getting caught in the midst of it all with the spatial migration and the follow-up coming through from the Yuzong as well. So yeah, those moments are something that these guys will need to remember next time. And with that, we're jumping into the draft straight away. Masala Esports this time onto the red side. Yama Esports having the first pick advantage in their hands. And with this first pick advantage, they can try and close out this series. Or will this game keep dragging on?
I believe that Masala Esports are pretty good. I think that they have potential. I'm gonna be that guy and say that they have potential. I don't know, however, how they might actually just come back from this because they've got that, the first stomping defeat. The Abyss TZ mentioned, dude, this guy is absolutely crazy. He was able to make sure Reiko was, stunned most of the like stunned to speak or stunned to do anything most of the time, like a deer in front of headlights. That guy was absolutely crazy. So I believe that Kalea being banned is no surprise there. Masala Esports jumping in on the Kalea ban, and we've got Yama Esports jumping in on the Angela train, getting her banned without any, hesitation. Along with him, I mean, Angela is a her. Along with her, it's going to be Sora. And hey, Frida, Sora is a very good hero. I wish I could see him more often, man.
I do too, man. Like, this guy has been released as a, I would say after a lot of testing, in those advanced servers and whatever, the developers did a lot of work, and I feel like finally the work does kind of show off in a way that it is being picked up by every single person in ranked games whenever it's left open, because that's the kind of, the kind of threat that he is. because he has a mode where you can deal more damage, you can go more sustain as well, and that just allows you with the flexibility of going in to whichever direction suits you best. Do you want to go for a more tanky setup? Do you want to go in for a more fighter or I would say damage setup? That's up to you. And
True that.
with the same mindset, I feel like the Esmeralda is being banned here as well by Masala Esports because that is exactly what the Esmeralda can do as well. If you want, you can use it for more damage. If you do not want that, then you can go in for all sustain build. And these days, though, it's very, very hard to leave an Esmeralda wide open if you do not know how to counter it because, man, the shield is just so good right now.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Esmeralda Shield has always been good, but again, Uh, you know, Sora, okay, literally took everything away from Tigreal because Sora has this one dash that pulls all the enemies to the end of the dash. He's got a, ultimate that actually pulls everyone to the center of the ultimate, and the range is bigger. And obviously, Sora does have an
Yeah.
ultimate second phase where he starts punching in the air. This guy is crazy good. I think he's like what Tigreal always wanted to be because obviously this guy's a hypocrite. Tigreal, I call you out on this one. Challenge you on WWE. You say, the dialogue obviously is what I'm mentioning. Bro,
Hide
a
on
real
bush.
man never hides in a bush. And
Oh,
then he
yeah,
just
hide in the bush.
proceeds to hide in the bush every single game, and it's just annoying. I challenge you, 1 versus 1. Fight me, Tigreal. I'm jealous.
Well, no, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Some humor of Mr. Crucifix is something that we can always appreciate, especially in these live streams where the gameplays are not really getting much more interesting. I wish to see a head-to-head game where it's so intense, but the fact that in the last game, Yama Esports were clearly the dominating side without any fight where we saw Masala Esports actually trying to make it happen because the thing is just that double kill from the carry was the only one time where I saw them almost winning a fight, but even then Toby was able to turn it around immediately with no response from the enemy side. But this time around Yama Esports they're going for a Roger pick. I'm not really sure how to react to that, but they've gone for a Kaja as well. Very unconventional drafts that Yama Esports is going for right now. And Masala Esports are definitely going to pick up the Phobius and Matilda combo, but is it actually going to work? I'm not really sure, Crucifix, how to react to this, but both sides are trying out something that is very, very unpredictable in this meta right now.
I mean, let's just face it, dude. Phobius has this level of sustain that most other heroes don't. But against a Yuzong, he is going to have a hard time because Yuzong can always out-sustain Phobius. He's got a shield, he's got a few skills that actually help him, regenerate HP. But again, Yuzong has that, and he has so much more. He's got a lot of damage, he's got a lot of poking potential, and he's got a Kaja on his side. So Phobius is definitely going to have a hard time the moment he tries to slam dunk the Asteros, the thing, the monolith that he carries for some reason. It used to be a spear. It used to be something that he used to carry around like a basketball. I used to make a lot of jokes about that, but now it's a monolith. Mia?
Ooh. Okay, okay. Wait a minute. Which one is going to be into the mid lane then? My guess is Mia. What do you think?
I don't think so. I feel like this is
I mean,
just, I think that what I think is, well, the producers are trying to make us guess who the mid laner is because honestly, that Mia is definitely not going to be picked in a tournament format. There's no chance that Mia is going to be picked. And if it is, oh my God, what if it is picked? Do you think there's a possibility that it could be picked though?
I think it could be a Granger mid lane. I mean, if it is picked, then I think a Granger mid lane would be much preferred by me and only because there are 4 minions in the mid lane, and that allows the Granger to get farmed much more faster, right? But
Fair.
do you actually want to give away a Granger to Viole, who has been a mid laner all his life? I'm not really sure about that. So that's probably the reason why I will still. I think it's
Wait,
going to be
wait,
Viole
wait, wait.
into the mid lane.
Correction. I know Viola. Well, I have added him as a friend.
Oh, okay. It's Viole into the mid lane, like I guessed.
So Viola, he is a well global Beatrix and everything. He plays a lot of marksman, but I still don't understand the whole idea of a Granger in the mid lane, a Mia in the gold lane, Roger, a Kaja, and Yuzong. That's literally only one source of damage for the side of team. Yama Esports. I think they're trolling. I think they're not playing it seriously. I think they're just trying to make a point. Are they
Yeah,
doing
I
that?
guess it is what it is, right? It is what it is. That is exactly the approach that I'm kind of, expecting here from the side of Yama Esports. Whatever the case may be, we're going to see a Granger mid lane come up here against a Lilia. So yeah, I'm not really sure about that matchup because that does not really show up in a lot of matches. Do not know what to say about that. But yep, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, into the land of Dawn. This is the Arunoday Esports Championship, and we are here to witness what is going to happen and what is going to be a deciding match for who proceeds ahead into the next round. Yama Esports versus Masala Esports. Masala Esports defeated in the first one. We'll try to look for a comeback in this second match, but is it going to be allowed tonight by Yama Esports? We're going to find it really soon. But if you do not want to miss out on the later matches for the night as well as the future matches, you don't want to forget to subscribe to the channel of Arunoday Esports.
Man, look at that though. Robin and everyone are actually playing it seriously. I'm still kind of like trying to process this. I don't think this is, actually happening. I think I'm just dreaming this. But I think the side of Team Yama Esports not playing too bad. They actually have a 100 gold lead. It's going a little, fluctuating here and there, but I think Yama Esports do have, a solid gain here. But look at the bot lane. We've got Phobius and Mia fighting off. Oh my god, what? Toby?
Oh,
What?
I don't really know how to react to that, but
How did
Mia
that happen?
dominating a Phobius in the early game is something that we do not want to see, right? That is definitely something that I don't want to see because that will encourage the Mia players to play Mia more. And that is bad news for the ranked game players out there. But anyways, I don't know what the side of Yama Esports are promoting here through this draft. Whatever the case may be, I just hope that Masala Esports can try and punish them for the whatever they're doing right now. I guess that's all I'll say. But if it is not the case, then I feel like, man, Yama Esports, okay, you are way too good to be doing that.
Well, I think they're getting way too ahead of themselves, dude. I think this draft, though, is kind of like the most silliest thing out there. And the fact that Zeki is actually losing to a Mia Toby, dude, how are you doing this? Come on, dude, teach me your secrets.
I don't know what
Also,
to say either, man. What did
also
he even think while picking up the Mia? I mean, I do understand if you want to play a Mia in the goal lane, right? After seeing the enemy drop. But why would you go ahead and pick up a Granger as well and put it in the mid lane? I mean, I no hate against Viole. We all know how good he is, or how good of a player he is. But why do you want to actually do that? Like, okay, you're trying something creative. If it works, it's great. But if it was not Masala Esports, if it was some other opponent, would you actually do that? Maybe
I
they are
mean,
just having fun. That's all. That's the best reason that we can come up with right now, Crucifix. But if
true.
not for that, I don't think there's any reason that, like, to justify this draft. But okay, what is happening right now? Oh my God! First blood via Mia
No
against
way.
Imphobius. Holy hell!
Oh, but look at that. We've got the big black dragon in the air. It's going to be Fever
Oh,
that's going to secure the turtle. Lapu Lapu with the bravest fighter. He's able to actually sustain, but Yu Zong going into the enemy backline, forcing three people away, keeping Zaza focused on their whole, the whole team. Yama Esports was able to kick out, I think Zaza from the whole team fight. But again, dude, I'm still not able to process this at all. The Mia is winning against a Phobius. I mean, the moment Phobius hits level, 4, that's when I think the power spike is gonna hit because obviously that's when he's able to use the slam dunk with the monolith and destroy Mia. But again, well, until then, he's got two spells and a recurring first skill, so he might actually have a bad matchup there. I think Mia is basically full of attack speed. She doesn't really care about anything other than, like doing damage to the enemy hero at this point of the game, obviously, because she outranges Phoveus in many, yeah, outranges and outclasses Phoveus. And in Toby's hands, I believe that, he's playing Mia pretty well. Phoveus can't really close up the distance, neither can he actually just, make a big impact there because obviously he needs his ultimate. However, there's a fight in the bot lane. We've got the Bravest Fighter, but then again, he's going to use the Flicker to run away. We've got Raren caught in a little bit of a pickle, but he's able to actually slide step and make sure he actually stays alive too. No losses just yet, but I believe in the top side, mid side, the Granger is going to have a lot of fun trying to push down the tower. Oh, Raren, he's actually ambushed Fever, and Viol is going to get the kill onto Fever. I believe right now Matilda's circling Eagle is not going to actually make much of an impact, but it's all okay. As long as the side of Team Masala Esports don't really lose up on most of their team fights right now, they are able to actually outsustain the damage dealers from the side of Team Yama Esports. Unless, of course, a lot of burst actually happens, and then that's going to be a little problem. But I believe, Masala Esports do have an opportunity here. Top side, getting pressured. I think Phoveus is going to be in a lot of trouble. Petrify, I think. Oh, but look at that. Yuzong taking a lot of damage. He's going to use the Big Black Dragon Form to fly away. He's dot HP. He's 1 HP. Phoveus is now able to sustain a lot of damage. Viol run out away, but Raren is going to find a way to get the kill on Phoveus before he actually gets the kill onto Viol. And Viol now freely, stacking up his passive, man.
Yeah, but with that, we're gonna see more and more kills going into the hands of Viol. Because you do want to give out those Sky Piercer stacks, and with that, Raren does not miss retreat the second time. But the circling eagle might catch someone. It could be Raren, but Raren escapes. The turtle shield is protecting him, but on the far side of the map, Reko here getting chunked down low as well. Lot of HP being chunked down, but they are able to escape. The guiding wind helps him out there, but once again, Amia with a solo kill. Take a look at that, 2-0, and both of them are actually solo kills into the goal lane. And man, I don't really want to mention this, but do you think Mia is gaining popularity once again because of Gyan Gaming?
No.
All right.
We'll leave it at that. I'm not going to actually, start explaining this. All of you Free Fire players, please watch tournaments. But look at that, Raren is actually able to get the kill on Reko. Back to the whole thing. Free Fire players, newbies, please learn how to play the heroes. Learn how to play safe, because you guys are ruining my experience in solo queue. Oh, Phoveus now he's actually fighting against 3 people. Raren pushing the tower in the behind. It's going to be Zyke getting taken out. I think Matilda is going to be following suit as soon as Zyke got taken out. But he's going to use the circling eagle to run away. I think Kaja is not going to actually use the whip and chain to get Matilda in place, because obviously it's not necessary for Kaja to keep the support locked. So reasonable. Toby able to push the mid lane tier 1. Pressure on the mid lane tier 2. It's crazy.
Take a look at Raren right there. He just picked up the Sky Piercer. That's a lot of confidence being shown here by Yama Esports with this weird draft. Masala Esports, you have to do something right now into the mid lane. A lot of pressure. Shutdown secured here by Viole. Viole goes down first. Abyss TC could be falling next. Black Dragon still up on the map and looking for more action. 4v1 right now. Zidane 5v1. Will he survive? Oh my god, he's sustaining and he gets a kill! Oh my god, Forever goes down. That's a 5v1 in a Dragon. Dragon still sustaining through though. But will he fall finally? No, he does not. He's actually able to make out of all that alive. But there comes the Bravest Fighter, and with that, the passive of the Matilda finally gets to him. And Raren as well was not able to help his... Yeah, that's a very, very good trade. Like 5v1, imagine doing that. Like, wow, that's crazy.
Oh, not just that, dude, but look at that. Tier 2 in the bot side of the map, Mia was able to push that completely. It's actually crazy how it's only 7 minutes into the game and Mia's able to push that far. Yuzong.
Yeah. And now we are going to be witnessing another one of those social media moments. If more people were watching, definitely, it was definitely going to be a moment for India to shine again on the global stage by witnessing 3 marksman lineups in a meta where it's all fighters, right? Crazy stuff. I mean, this should be getting clipped right now.
I mean, dude, it's a Mia, it's a Granger in the mid lane, and also a Roger. That's 3 people. How is this even working? Look at Yama Esports just melting down the side of Team Masala Esports. They've lost all three of the holy barriers. They're not going to have any defense with the first lord of the match. It's just going to crash straight at the enemy's, inhibitors, which is going to cause a lot of problems. Now Masala Esports has this big question. How do you have a 9-2 score against three
Yeah.
marksmen?
Against the three marksmen, and that too, giving away two solo kills to Emiya. Solo kills. Like, can you
Exactly.
even put that into your perspective? Solo kills on Emiya. And that too, who are the two members getting taken down? The two members who should actually be bullying her. It's the Lapu Lapu and the Phobias who are getting caught. But right
Look-
now, the immune does not come through from Forever. And yep, that is Forever getting taken down by the hands of the the whipper of the game, Mr. Kaja.
Oh, that's forever. I thought it was fever, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry I didn't correct you before. I didn't want to spoil your flow there.
Oh man, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I actually probably need another pair of glasses to put on my glasses because, well, oh no, it's actually okay. It's a crucifix forever. Damn. I mean Christ forever, but yeah. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Mid lane. Lot of pressure there being built up. Not able to get that mid lane inhibitor though. Bot lane could be going down because the Lord is arriving as well. 5-man defense, Masala Esports. This is your moment to shine, but can they do it? Black Dragon arriving. Lot of damage. Oh! Look at Toby
my
into the
God.
backline. He's melting down everyone by himself, but as well as the enemy as well, going into the backlines. But Zyke falling
What is
down
Mia
first, too
doing?
fast for you, falling as well, it seems. And yes, it is the dragon that takes him down. Lord Chunk down very, very low. They're able to clear the Lord, but another minion wave coming through from the bot side. Mid lane as well, still under pressure. Zaza, 5 members. Holy hell. What is that damage?
No way this is happening. No way this is happening, dude. I cannot. I cannot.
Unexplainable phenomenon in the land of Dawn being witnessed right here in the Indian server in a tournament where we're seeing the best teams play against each other. Masala Esports not able to give us the Masala tonight because the one who gave us the Masala instead was Yama Esports. With a 3 marksman draft out of nowhere, where we are seen for the first time a Granger in the mid lane and a Mia getting solo kills on Phobius and Lapu Lapu. I do not know how to put that into picture, Crucifix, because man, I've never witnessed something like this before. What is this masala that Yama Esports have brought here tonight? I completely am speechless.
I am slightly offended, but also I kind of understand. I'm seeing this potential 3 marksman lineup as the most hideous thing that I've seen in a whole while. In this whole year, this is the first hideous thing that I've seen. It actually worked out for the side of Team Yama Esports. I'm proud of you for actually making that work, but man, that actually made me want to punch myself in the face and cry.
At the same time, Mia's popularity just growing by the day in the Indian server. Not a good news though, because man, you're not going to go above. Man, okay, I don't really know too many Mia players who are in mythical immortal. Okay, I do know
Yeah,
some
I
who
know
are in
one.
glory, and they are probably going to get stuck in glory forever because you're not going to climb out of those 50 stars and make it to immortal if you keep playing Mia, guys. That's all I'll say.
Well, to be fair, you could, but again, you have to, grind at least 2,000 matches.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, play 2000 matches a season, and then maybe, even then, not sure that you
I would
will.
say that's a guarantee. I would say it's a guarantee, bro. You would play
How much should the
2,000
win rate be?
matches.
How much should the win rate be if you're playing 2000 matches and trying to go
Uh,
immortal? Like 40%, right?
I'm gonna be generous here and say 55%.
55. All right then.
No, wait. That's gonna be like what?
No,
Like
I'm saying like the bare minimum to actually reach immortal. I
100?
think 40%. If you win 40% of your matches in those 2000 matches, then I think you can definitely make it to immortal. But whatever this may be, this is something that this is a moment, this is a dark moment in the history of Indian MOBA Legends. We do not want to remember seeing a 3 marksman lineup in a meta where it's all about fighters. is going to make people go crazy around the globe as to what is even happening in India.
I cannot begin to explain. But you will have a 6.5% win rate. 6.75% win rate. I'm sorry, I had to calculate that because obviously my brain wouldn't let me sit alone if I didn't calculate it. You would have a 6.75% win rate if you ended up playing 2,000 matches and getting 135 wins. Well, 25 from Legend, 10 from Epic, Epic 2 to Legend, and then 100 games. So you have to have a 6.75% win rate with Mia, dude.
Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, guys, if you do want to spam Mia, you can definitely do that. There's no harm in doing that. And okay, okay,
No,
okay,
I'm not
okay.
doing this anymore.
Oh my God.
I'm
Mia
not doing this.
MVP. Holy crap. When did we even? When did we even? Oh,
I
like, I
can't.
would have never thought coming to cast tonight that I would be seeing a Mia as the MVP, but we have it. We have it here, right in front of our eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Toby on Mia getting the MVP. 305 is the KDA, and out of those 305, you know that those two kills out of those three were solo kills on a Phobius and a Lapu Lapu, and I do not know how to explain that.
I need holy water.
And along with that, along with that, I also feel like there is a very, very high chance that this KDA is not the one. This KDA is not really justified because I feel like the Mia got most of those, most of the stats for getting that MVP because of pushing down those towers. I feel like I
I,
think it
I
is
don't
going to be. It
I
is
don't
definitely because of the MVP.
I'm
It's
questioning
definitely because
everything
of
I
the
know about
tower
this
push.
game.
It is the tower push.
I'm questioning every single thing about my life right now, dude. Mia is able to win in a tournament format, and now I feel depressed.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna be a
God.
one-trick Mia man now.
I
And
mean, gotta give respect to the OG logo, right? The OG logo. I mean, we all know right now it's the Goshen for the Indians, but gotta give
Roshan,
some respect to the real logo of the
the
game, I
game.
guess. Yeah.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. I was talking about that. You know what new hero Sora actually brings to the table? A punching machine. We might actually see a collaboration, guys. It might be from an anime. It might not. So stay tuned because obviously Sora is gonna have a lot of, possible collaborations or something like that because this guy punches a lot. Am I right, Frida?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, people have been started talking about One Piece collab after this
No, no,
hero
no.
came out.
Yeah, true.
And I
It's
think it's very,
possible.
very, it's very, very possible with the way he throws those punches and the range is just so far. It is definitely giving some Luffy vibes there.
Yes, sir. I
It
say
could
I say
be
bounce
Luffy.
back. I say tier, the what do you call it? T4 bounce man? Oh, what is that? Gear 4, not T4, tier 4 it seems. Gear 4 bounce man is definitely what's going to be cloudy form and stormy form. I think it's going to be Nika form. I think that actually kind of makes sense. But look at that. Let's just have a look at the items. Yi Sun Shin surprisingly was not able to farm anything at all. He was able to get the Hunter Strike. He was able to get the War Axe. But again, it's not a good idea to actually have the Hunter Strike as the full item on your hero if you know that you might actually struggle. So get yourself the Fury Hammer, the small component for the item Hunter Strike, and then go for something that might actually give you more sustain, allowing you to actually, deal with a lot of incoming threats. But from the side of Team Yama Esports, dude, look at that. Abyss TC, he's got it himself 008. Just one shy from 007. I could have called him James Bond, bro.
Yep, almost, almost getting that 007 to his name as well. But on the other side, if you take a look at the side of Masala Esports, they are definitely struggling, struggling to find a place in the match. And yeah, it's already over for them before it even begun. It's top 16. They somehow made it to the top 16, but in the top 16, where people like, well, I mean, the teams like Yama Esports are sitting there for you, hungry to, just eat you alive. That's not a really good sign for them to be performing like that. And yeah, definitely Yama Esports. Hopefully, we see a better match from their side as we move forward, because I would not expect them to do this again when they're facing another opponent, right?
I cannot, dude. I'm legit questioning every single thing I know about the game. If I'm not questioning everything about my life, I am questioning everything I know about the game because they made this work.
Yeah.
How? I'm going to sit there and
Ah,
watch this whole game again just because I can. You
yeah, I
know, it's
mean, there's no way you can describe this except the fact that it was just it was just a crazy night. I guess the stars
yeah.
aligned for them, and the Masala Esports were able
It,
to serve this game on a plate, because man, the two backliners that should be diving in, the Lapu Lapu and the Phobias, they actually gave away solo kills. And that's exactly where it all went wrong, because you do not want to be giving away solo kills to Mia, who is already pushing down the lane, right? Who's already pushing down the lane. Every single tower has been pushed down. And on top of that, two solo kills given away. And yeah, cannot really say anything more than that about the Mia. And man, if this game went longer, me a Savage was definitely coming up right on the plate for Toby tonight. But luckily, the game ended earlier. And okay, we're taking a look at the head-to-head stats, MVP statistics right there on the screen, and it's very very clear as to who did what. And because the KDA speaks for itself, and on top of that, there's just so much disparity in terms of farm, in terms of damage, in terms of everything else.
look at
And
that.
yeah, look at that, 60%, right? 60% tower push.
Exactly, dude. I think that's the reason why this guy actually got MVP. And dude, I would have understood if this guy took anything other than Inspire, but this is absolutely crazy how he just took, epic rank mentality into a tournament and still was able to get the win on this. Inspire Mia. I can't, dude. I just can't. You know what?
Inspire.
You know what exactly is my brain's status right now? Roger's score. Go back 10 seconds, no, 30 seconds into the video. You will see what the scores were. 404 not found is literally the status of my brain.
Yeah, man, right. Like, you never even imagine, you can never imagine coming to cast the match thinking that Amiya will show up as the MVP of a match. But tonight we have seen what is possible when you have no limits on your creativity, no boundaries stopping you. You can definitely pull off Mia Inspire and get away with it when you're having when you're playing tournament in India. Yeah, India. Yeah, that's all I'll say. But with that, we have come to the end of the first match for the night. The second match will be coming up shortly. We have had an amazing night so far and experience to remember. Not too many people watching it, but I wish a lot more people were definitely here, because man, I wanted to share the joy of Mia with the
That's
world
not,
tonight.
that is not joy, that is pain. You know why it's pain? It's because Argus does not get spotlight as much as Mia. I have not seen Argus get picked even once in tournaments, like higher level. But Mia
Yeah.
does? Really? How? Explain this to me. I feel offended. I am offended. I'm kidding.
I think it's because of the. I think it's definitely because of the range, I should say. Other than that, there's no clear explanation as to why Argus is not picked, because clearly the ultimate is the best out of every ultimate available in the game. Like, you
Thank
can
you.
talk about you can talk about
What a
Johnson, you can talk
gentleman.
about all those, but man, immortality or death, and that's exactly what you want to say when you go every single day, wake up in the morning, immortality or death, and you choose to live, and that is exactly what immortality means, ladies and gentlemen. But with that, we have come to the end of tonight's first match. Second match coming up really shortly. This was Fredo, and alongside me, if I'm right, yeah, it's wrong. Yeah, this idea, and if I'm right, this is Crucifix on my left side. And with that, we'll be taking our goodbyes. But stay tuned on Arunoday Esports, as the next match will be coming up shortly with new pair of casters. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Good night from both of us.
एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपरफास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन?
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपरफास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपरफास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन?
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपरफास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपरफास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन?
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपरफास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपरफास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन?
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपरफास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपरफास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन?
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपरफास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपरफास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन?
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपरफास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपरफास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन?
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपरफास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपरफास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन?
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपरफास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपरफास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी।
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Arunoday Esports Championship, brought to you by Arunoday Esports itself. And this is going to be the second match for the day, and this is going to be between Team Onyx Paradox. They are one of the well-known teams from Bhutan, and they are going up against one of the underdog teams, if I'm not mistaken. It is going to be Team Tome of Evil. So it is going to be a best of three series, and whichever team who will be qualifying onto this best of three will be going on onto the top eight. Myself, I'll be your caster Itami, and joining me onto the right is going to be none other than Debbie. So hello, Debbie. Happy New Year, and how are you doing?
Yeah, Happy New Year to us, Itami. This is gonna be the first time we are sharing the deck again. But hey, I'm very, very excited. I'm feeling good today because this is gonna be Onyx Paradox. I have casted for them for a long, long time, but it's either from the True International or either from the Bhutan tournaments, but never in an Indian tournament. So I'm pretty excited to see them play in this server and see how they are gonna be able to perform. Because for the side, they are the top teams in Bhutan right now. So that is going to be a big deal for them. So let's see how the draft is going to be looking like because two more people, they're going to be having the second pick and on Esports, they are going to be able to have that first pick. So the bets are going to be set in. I'm pretty sure the first band can either be, the Grog, the Kalea stuff, it's kind of going for the utility most of the time. So I'm hoping we might see a same scenario here.
Yeah, of course. And onto the goal lane as well, we do see out the fighters coming up. But the thing is, the meta it is kind of flexible to be honest. Like it's just not mostly reliant onto the fighters onto the gold lane. So there is kind of a possibility that we might be seeing the marksmans like usual onto the gold lane. So even if the gold consumption, like the gold rate that was onto the previous patches, like the gold rate was high, that was the reason why marksmen were more prioritized onto the gold. But this time, fighters are also a reliable kind of a pick for
Mhm.
going on onto the gold. But I think it will be depending upon how well they are able to utilize their draft. The bans are going to be pretty much similar. Sora, it is kind of understandable because he has been one of the heroes who has been quite dominating onto the exp, even onto the gold. He's kind of situational, but the main thing about him is his ultimate can be used out for the crowd control as well as for the attack, for the damage output as
Mm.
well. So he can be a reliable pick, which is getting banned out for this game. Other heroes are going to be the Gatut as well as the Eve, which is
Yep.
understandable. Two zoning heroes getting banned out.
This is a very solid ban coming from both of the teams, I would say. Because for Tomb of Evil, they are into the second pick. Yves is a very red side hero ban, and you might want to remove it. You do not want to give it to Onyx Paradox right now because they are into the first pick, and Yves is a very, very sensible hero into the mid lane. It kind of win out against any hero. And the Jushin has also have its popularity, right? So it kind of directly counter out the Jushin too. So that is also the reason why the Yves has been rising into the popularity for the banning phases. So I think it's a very good deal. It's a very big deal for them to ban it away. The Yuzong as well should go because I don't think they want to let go of the Yuzong either. But Onyx, I think they ban away the Hilda here. uh
Yeah,
a very solid choice of ban because this hero in particular can dominate into the assassins into the lane. And I think Onyx, they love playing the assassins into the jungle too. And talking about the jungle Tomb of Evil, they are the one actually banning away the Yi Xunshin. So let's not still open, so that can be a good choice for Onyx, no? Or Jushin,
yeah,
what do you think?
of course. Like even after the adjustment, Jushin she can only pop up one hero at a time when it comes to okay. There you go.
Yeah, true.
Speaking of the Jushin,
Good.
and she gets immediately picked. And interesting enough, that is going to be the eighth as well as 100% win rate onto the Jushin. So that is kind of impressive to be honest, because
Yeah.
it gives you out a lot of crowd control right from the start, and especially if Tome of Evil they decide to go
Wow.
with a utility kind of a draft, then the Jushin is going to be having her own advantages. But speaking of advantages, they will be immediately locking the Yuzhong as well as the Ruby, and not the Ruby, it's the Lunox actually. And they have the burst for their side, and for the zoning, they have the Black Dragon. So Hilda ban here, I think most probably it should be the fact that the dangerous grass map could be the option here. So that might be the
Yep,
reason
true.
why they decided to ban out the Hilda, and they immediately lock in the Lancelot and the Lapu Lapu.
Yeah.
So a flex pick as well as a jungle and a mid laner being
Oh, yeah,
also
yeah, true.
confirmed for Onyx Esports.
I kind of reflects a Lapu Lapu, right? But I think it's a current patch where, Onyx Gold, they want to play those damage gold lane heroes. Yeah, definitely for the marksmen most of the time. So I'm pretty sure they could go for that too because now that the attack speed heroes are into the table right now, if Arensky is the one actually playing, he is a very goated Granger player, by the way, and he's also a Claude main too at that, so that can also be an option for him. And the Lapu Lapu can directly go into the hands of Kazanski. But anyway, onto the side of Tomb of Evil, that's gonna be a direct pick onto the Kalea, very early, but still a very very good choice. This is a Lunox and a Kalea combination into the mid lane side. Definitely one of the best combination we can see with a Kalea. And of course, they do have a dragon, which is a very solid choice of pick, I would say, because I thought that Onyx could have went for a first pick Yuzhong rather than the Jushin and try to get a counter onto the Jushin here. But then again, they have the Lancelot in mind too, because the Lancelot is one of the best hero that can go against the Yuzhong if you are the assassin. The Zoe can also be a problem. I mean, having a problem against the Yuzhong. So I'm pretty sure they are going towards that path.
Yeah, of course. And the Kalia for the pickoffs could be a go-to pick as well. But the thing is, the Jushin can also acquire the Purify if she is getting quite
Mm,
zoned out by the Kalia. So that could be
true,
kind
true.
of a possibility. But I think the Minotaur as well as the Suyo ban from the side
Wow.
of Team Onyx Esports. Actually, Suyo has received some adjustments and he has received some buffs. So early game wise, if you are focusing more onto the objectives, then Suyo could have been one of the heroes which would have been able to match up with the Lancelot when it comes to clearing out the jungle speed as well as taking out the neutral objectives, especially for the turtle steals. To be honest, like the objective steals would have been giving you a lot of advantage, but for this game, Suyo is banned, and
Oh,
the other
wow.
ban is going to be the Nathan. So most probably they are predicting a marksman is coming up onto the goal
Mm.
lane.
Yeah, I think this should have been a marksman for Onyx Esports too, because they would want that secondary damages into their hands. Hayabusa ban, a very good choice of a ban coming so because it would have been a very very solid pick to go against the Jushin too. But now that they have the Lunox, it's kind of becoming a bit versatile for Tomb of Evil to go for another sustain, a bit of a utility into the jungle as well. But oh, look at that! That's gonna be a
Oh,
carry pick coming over the side of Tomb of Evil. This can be a Granger or a Claude pick for Onyx. And if they don't go for any of this, I don't know, because Moskov could be a very, very icky pick for them right now because without the. Yeah, they need something that can have the Purify because of the Kalea here. So Onyx, now they have to choose who their jungle, not that jungle, who's their goal laner gonna be and who's gonna be the roam. A good roam against the Kalea, Gatot is already banned. Grog is still available. Do you wanna go Grog here?
oh,
Oh
there you go,
wow.
Claude.
Okay, Tigreal Claude. Yeah, the Claude was what I was leaning towards more because of the Purify he can bring.
Yeah, of course. The Purify, it is well understandable, especially onto the Granger. I think Purify kind of, limits you when it comes to the
Yeah.
mobility as well as, positioning yourself. So even
Hmm.
if the Purify is baited out once the Kalia is attempting you to use out the Tsunami Slam, the Claude, I think, in terms of the mobility as well as in terms of going out against a utility kind of a draft,
Wow.
he works out really well. And speaking of utilities, they are going to be going with an objective based jungler. That is going to be that Akai. So, yeah, of
Yeah.
course, Akai, in terms of taking objectives, I think he has the upper hand when it comes to the turtles as well as the jungling speed. He can match up with that, but the thing is, the major damage dealer will be completely reliant onto the carry as well as the Lunox.
Yeah, you know what, Itami? I really, really like that they went for the utility into the jungle because I've already said it, right? Because they already have a good damage dealing into the mid lane side and to the gold lane as well. The carry is a shredder, the Lunox is a shredder, the Kalia can combine together with these two in particular, and that is why I kind of like that they went for the utility into the hands of Sar. But then again, it is also a direct counter for the Tigreal also, so Peridot might eventually have to be very, very careful on how he wants to go for the set. And there's also one thing that I hate about the Tigreal is that the combination that can come through with the Jushin is not that great with the Tigreal. But then they have to wait for, Irensky to get the farm up into the level so that they will be able to go for the implosion sets.
Of course, like Tigreal, he is mostly reliant on to how well the implosion as well as the second skill, which has been adjusted. The casting speed has been decreased a lot,
Yeah.
so the second skill will be hitting faster, and the mobility will be higher as well. But for this game, it is going to be the best of three series between Team Onyx Esports going up against Team Tome of Evil. So here we are already onto the Land of Dawn. The Four Kings already coming up from the Jushin. Early game dominance definitely being showed from both of the sides. They will be focusing more onto the objectives most probably before they take a clash onto the turtle fight.
Yeah, that is what we want to focus on, Itami. It's already well said enough that we usually always said that the mid prio is definitely going to be a good one at that, but the top lane, though, I think that is going to be a
Oh,
petrify already baited upon. Riza will not be having the petrify up for the time for the turtle. A small gain for Onyx Paradox, but still, it's definitely going to be, still time for him to try to go for all of those engages. Because when he have the level 4, it's still going to be a good time for him.
yeah, of course. And there's the Phantom Execution as well, and the Heavy Swing being used out. Oh,
Okay, that's gonna be another wasted ultimate coming through from Star, but there's gonna be another re-engage coming through. She have to flicker away to safety, but Big Brain taking him back into the position, and first blood will be secured. C taken down. That's gonna be a mate killing out the mates, and Tomb of it will be losing out one of the members.
and of course, the mid priority already being seed out from the side of Team Onyx Esports. They will be having the upper hand when it comes to the objective. Already going out for the turtle, most probably should be an uncontested one, considering the fact that Jushin is going to be zoning out the
Yeah.
Akai. There is the bravest fighter, and he is just forced to retreat out back, and there's the engage.
Yep, that's going to be a big engage. The big dragon will be coming through as well, trying to go into the backlines. He does have the petrify on time, but will not be going in for more. But that's going to be Big Brain escaping with the Crimson Beacon. The turtle already taken down by Captain Havoc here. So it means that a little bit of a gain already accumulated by Onyx Esports. So they can try to play around and utilize all of this goal lead that they have.
Yeah, of course. And they have the lead when it comes to the objectives as well because they just got a turtle for their side. So Erensky, he needs to make sure he is able to outfarm the carry when it comes out onto the leaning phase. There are some
Mhm.
skirmishes going around. There's the Phantom Execution.
Oh
Unseen
God.
just goes down onto the process.
That was a big kill coming through from Havoc. That is the power of the Lancelot we were talking about. Without the presence of the Akai, the Lancelot eventually will be able to dash in and out, and this is what scares Tomb of Evil. They have to be very careful. No face checking onto the boost, please, for C. Now they have to cover onto the gold lane side here again because at the point of a time, they don't really have the early mid prio here because of the clearance, the lack of clearance from Lunox. But now they have a second option, right? They have the carry that can carry, pun intended, onto the late game.
Yeah, of course. Like if she is able to scale up as well as get the Trinity build as soon as possible, then the damage scaling will definitely come up from the carry. But the thing will be depending upon how well the team
Hmm.
engages onto those team fights as well. The objectives already getting pressured from the side of Team Onyx Esports. I think they don't have that kind of a server advantage, but still the
Yep,
mobility kind of picks are still working out for the side. That is kind of impressive to be
that's
honest.
And I think he also got that green cam there, so that's definitely gonna be a game right now. But something might be brewing into the top lane side. Turtle's definitely gonna be up right now. Even Sar is ready with level 6 on his kit, but then again, there's gonna be Big Brain always trying to get him out of the lane. Heavy's been
Oh,
already committed onto two members right now. C not having the ultimate just yet, but there's gonna be the dragon coming through, flying in. Parry third might be in trouble, taken down. It's gonna be another kill for the side of Captain Haven right now, but Riza onto the backline trying to get a kill. She taken down as well. Big Brain with a stack onto the sky. Piercer will be able to grab the kill onto Riza yet again.
yeah, 3 for 1 actually, and it was just the roamer in terms of just getting out the implosion, getting the set, as well as getting the second objective that is going to be that turtle. The Lancelot makes sure the Akai is not getting his orange as well, secures the
Yeah.
orange. Meanwhile, on to the time, the Lavu is just doing the final blows, and he gets the turtle. Objective based gameplay as well as discipline kind of plays coming up from the side of Team Onyx Esports.
Slow but sure, they are very calculative on the way that they are trying to go for those invasions and the turtle plays as well. They always try to make something being wasted from the side of Tomb of Evil, and they always make sure that they have that XP lead from the XP lane so that they'll be able to have a good set. That's gonna be a little bit of a steal coming through from Havoc, but he's not gonna be doing anything anytime soon. But that's gonna be a jump unseen. He have the flicker
Oh,
away. Star might be in trouble though. Have the turret to survive. but that's gonna be one flicker already wasted yet again. And now I think it's gonna be an opener for the side of Onyx Paradox to try to go for a little bit of engage, but they are holding it on. Claveron, he does not really want to go here because that's 5 men into the midst of 2 turrets trying to go in
Uh-oh.
for more. Petitut might be trying to go in. That's going to be a heavy swing coming through as well. The combination, the knock in, Havoc onto the backline trying to go in for the damage. It's going to be Star. Take
Oh,
it
the
down,
god!
killing spree for Brain onto the big side. It's going to be a mega kill. Unseen will be removed from the picture by Havoc yet again. C is going to be the survivor, but he's going to be the one hiding to that boost. They are trying to go for a capitalization. 1 turret down.
Yeah, and it will be the gold torrent actually going down as well. Another torrent for the side of Team Onyx Esports. They did make sure they were able to pressurize the bot. They did got it, but the thing is the heavy spin being used out onto the Tigreal. Akai is a great counter for a Tigreal. I do agree onto the
Mhm.
fact, but it's only the 2 kills going out for the Tigreal, and that is a normal. So he won't be containing that much gold. His job is to engage. So Tome of Evil, if they still want to stay onto the game, they need to get some major shutdowns, especially onto Erensky or maybe
Mhm.
onto Captain Havoc.
Captain Havoc has to be the main target right now. He's the meat, is going to be the prey, but I don't think there's anyone who can lock him down. It's going to be, like you mentioned, Sar onto the heavy spin that can try to lock down Havoc, but I don't think he is into the position to do that. Right now, Big Brain
Oh,
trying to get a damage done. It's going to be heavy spin committed onto 1 member. Kazanski might be in trouble into the turret, but it's going to be a Rensky taking him down, but Cloveron will be next onto the chopping block, will be removed. Another stack yet again for Big Brain right now, unseen and see. They are not into the picture. They cannot really do anything about it. And Turtle, the last one, into the hands of Onyx.
yeah. They are just forcing their ways out and they are getting the trades as well. Once again, the Lunox uses the brilliance in order to just go back. That is a resource being waited out. And once again, another tower getting secured. Phantom execution as well as the
Wow.
combination. She just goes down onto the process just like that.
Yeah, just like that. He did not have the brilliance, and Havoc really knows that when he dashed in and go for the Thorn Rose, that's a dead meat right there. And it's gonna be another a kill onto his hands. That's gonna be a jump coming through. A Tsunami Slam onto the worst possible member. It's gonna be the heavy spin coming through onto Peridot as well. The Petrify coming through. Clover unable to grab a kill, but unstoppable for Big Brain. He's gonna be taking down Sar. Cloveron might be in trouble again, but the flicker is coming through. Orensky with the blazing duet taking unseen down. C trying to go for a damage done, but he might eventually be lacking out the damage without the bills. That's not a damage dealing Lunox we're witnessing.
Yeah, it is more of a support Lunox right now. She
Wow.
just goes back, uses the brilliance once again. There are no minions to actually just dive out onto She, and it will be Team Onyx Esports able to get another objective for the side. The Lord will be spawning onto the next 45 seconds, but looking at the itemizations, it's already Team Onyx able to get most of their core items. The Lord is already onto the Trinity without even completing the boots, and looks like there might be another engage onto the
Wow.
mid, forces the flicker
Okay.
out.
Heavy
But the
spin. Oh
Akai
my
just gets
goodness.
bursted down. Oh my goodness. Just like that.
How many stack does he have? To the Skypiercer Big Friend? I think he's gonna be around 30, right? Because he got the Skypiercer when he was already down 3 kills. And yeah, able to wear out the tank, but never mind. That's gonna be a Tsunami Slam coming through. That's gonna be the Implosion Astral Peridot with the 2 sets. Will be able to make a good one. Double kill for Big Brain. Onto the midst of it all, he'll be getting caught. That's gonna be a final shutdown, but Kizansi tried to go in with the flicker stun, and he will be able to grab the kill onto She right now. Triple for Mr. Jushin Erensky, though. He will be the one able to get the turret onto the top lane side. The base is what they want to focus on. 4 members still alive for the side of Onyx Paradox. Will they be able to end this? That is the question, though. That's going to be a jump coming through the base right there, and the Petrify coming through as well. It's going to be the heavy spin trying to stone away the minions. Erensky will be getting it shut down. Riza able to grab that kill right now. Kazanski might still be onto the run. 1 HP, and he is still able to survive.
Yeah, they just lose out Erinsky onto the process. That was kind of an overextension, but still the Lord has already been spawned. And Team Tome of Evil only remain with 1 inhibitor towers for their bot. So slowly but surely, I think Onyx Paradox, they might be planning out for a wipeout most probably, or maybe they will be focusing on to the Lord. That would be a safer kind of an option. But the
Mhm.
Akai could come up with the engages. But I still feel, yeah, this time Onyx Esports, they won't be taking any risk trying to force out another fight onto the mid, but they will be
Yeah.
going out for the neutral objective that is going to be the first Lord getting secured from their side.
It is actually so easy for them to go for this lot because of the level gap and the goal gap that they have right now for Onyx. They are 8k. They were okay. Now they are 10k ahead. So that's definitely going to be a free lot. You know, the advantage of the lot that they have right there. But the minions are going to be pouring in. They have only one inhibitor left for the side of Tomb of Evil. They need to hold down onto their resources so as to not be taken down.
Yeah, they need to make sure that if you're taking the fights, you need to make sure that before your team needs to be coming up onto those team fights before you just
Mhm.
go it out solo. And if you are the last hope, or let's say the major damage source for the side of your team, the positioning is definitely going to be mattering on
Yeah.
esports, making sure the lanes are getting synced out. It is
Mhm.
perfectly synced out in my opinion. They might just force out a team fight or maybe a potential end from the mid.
That's a possibility, but Havoc will be the one instigating the team fight. That's gonna be Unseen getting in trouble here. Havoc dishing out a lot of damage as well as taking it too. The Lord still healthily available. The Dragon with the Petrify coming to as well. Purify will be helping Arensky to survive, but it's gonna be Kazanski going in. But Big Brain will be able to grab another kill, double kill. He have onto his tabs. The base is completely open, but he's gonna be
Oh,
sealing the deal with a maniac, a juicing with a maniac, a big brain. That is what he's getting right now. A good early win for Onyx Paradox.
yeah, just one lord, just the objectives, and you get the game for your side. Good performance coming out from the side of Team Onyx Esports, of course, and they will be getting the first game onto the series. It was almost a savage for the Jushin, but the game actually ended out for the side. The Sky Piercer was definitely stacked up, and I actually wouldn't be surprised for the fact that if the guy gets the MVP. Yep, of course, the
Yeah.
first pick Jushin definitely paid out, and it's kind of showing that on this tournament why she has the 100% win rate.
We saw it, right? We saw how it can work out, and we can see that the Skypacer stack was already up to the par. It was already 80 at the end, and Big Brain, I think he was gonna be the carry there too. And most of the time we usually say that the Lunox is kind of a utility, but with the change up into her system, I think now that you mention it, it's like she have more damage onto the lantern flare rather than being a sustain, and we can see that, right? We can see that how much he already have damage for Big Brain. I think he was already full build at the point of a time also, and we could also see this as. And one thing I was sure when the clock was picked here for the side of Onyx, it could have meant that the clock will be the main damage dealer, but this time around I don't think Erensky was doing anything. I mean, it's not a shade, it's more like usually when you see Onyx Paradox, the most damage were onto the hands of Erensky rather than Big Brain. But now it's Big Brain rather than Erensky. So I think he's more suitable onto the Jushin. So this time around, Tomb of Evil, they need to remove out this hero in particular, I think.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't be surprised for the fact that they will be target banning out Jushin for the next game
Mhm.
because of how menacing she was onto the game and how well she was able to stack up onto the Sky Piercer. I think she went out with the Elegant Gem first instead of the Clock of
Yeah.
Destiny and immediately went out for the Sky Piercer. That is the reason why that the Jushin was able to pop up a lot when it comes to getting out the final shots with the Sky Piercer, and she was the one who was being one of the biggest nuisance for the side of Team Tom of Evil. So game two wise, it's on to the executions too, but target bans might actually just help out Team Tom of Evil.
Oh, we might be seeing the MVP. Yep, and we are correct, Itami. I think I'm very happy. The damage taken and the damage dealt will be opposite, I think, because there's no way he dealt 10% damage, man, because that is a 100% kill team fight participation coming through from a juice, and he's always together with Peridot. That's the Tigreal, and 1307. That is a maniac onto the hands of a mate, which we usually call the utility, and I think he was definitely good with the positioning to zero that's onto a against a hero. I mean, who have a lot of dive, especially the Yuzhong as well. You might usually get a death or two when you're against a Yuzong when you are onto the Jushin, but this guy was amazing onto the position that he was maintaining. And I think fast forward onto the going one. I mean, what fast forward? Rushing onto the going one also did a lot of perfect innovation for him too. But then another utility Itami for that feather of heaven. No, no, no. Blood wings. Yeah, blood wings.
Yeah, it gives you out it gives out a lot of mobility with the blood wings, and the fact that the I did mention it out that the Jushin went out for the elegant gem and
Yeah.
immediately went out for the sky piercer. So apparently that is what happened. She didn't even complete out the clock of destiny and
Yeah.
just went out with the other items, the wishing lantern as well as the glowing wand, which give out a lot of burn damage, especially up against a utility kind of a draft. Jushin is an absolute nuisance. If you are planning to go out for utilities, make sure the Eve as well as the Jushin are mostly onto the ban section or just pick them out. They are a pick or a ban priority in my opinion.
That is what I was actually hoping, And there's also one fact that I kind of I really love that draft coming through from the side of Tomb of Evil, but onto the execution part, they kind of struggle just a little bit. And there's also one fact that Onyx Paradox is a team who usually play for the gold lane side and go for the big macro plays. And yeah, they could have read this out, but they are changing their playstyle just a little bit. And now they are actually playing for the mid side and going for the XP again and again. And there's also a hidden talent coming through from the side of Kaczynski onto the Lapu Lapu. He was always there to try to go make for the sets and go for the implosion. I mean, follow up the implosion. Even if Peridot wasn't available, it's always him who go for the Landseeker and get a good stun onto the members or Tomb of Evil. And we can see that there's a lot of that coming through from the mid lane side here for the Lunox right now. I don't think she was even having the right positioning to try to go for, because when you are on the Lunox, right, you wanna go aggressive. You wanna have that combination together with the Kalea, but that cannot really happen because Onyx, they were already too ahead.
Yeah, and the fact that the Lancelot was able to dive out onto the back line as well as the Brilliance was getting baited out before the team fights. So
Yeah.
that did make sure the Lunox was not able to contribute more onto the team fights, and it did
Mhm.
make sure once the Lancelot had the positioning as well as the minions for his side, he's just going to be diving in, getting the kill onto the Lunox, and going back and making sure his team will do the rest of the job. And that is what exactly happened. The Jushin was just snowballing them at this point.
Yeah, I think that's the word for it. That's the snowball. Onyx, if they have this kind of snowball potential, they usually don't drag the game. They just end it as early as possible. And I think Tomb of the Evil are also so late game oriented that it kind of make them struggle just a little bit. Because onto the early stages of the game, you might want to have a good lead with the Yuzhong together with the Akai, but they cannot really have that because I feel like the Riza, even though he was managing to hold his ground, the early rotation coming through from the mid lane side from Onyx Esports was hindering him from going to make those plays. Because you usually want to play against the Yuzong like that, right? Into the early stages of the game, you don't want him to be full on HP or let him have the level 4 to that little gain onto the um bait of the petrify into the early stages of the game and made the that turtle take so easy for Onyx. And they had a landslot, by the way, so that the landslot goes rampant when he have that first turtle too, and he was able to get the steal onto the red buff as well. That was definitely the start of a snowball that you were talking about. And I think there's also a point where yeah, the even though the chaos or the brilliance were there for he wasn't able to get out the damages done, and that kind of yeah stopped them most of the time.
Yeah, and looking at the head to head as well, the Jushin, of course, that was big brain with the
Eh,
MVP, and the losing MVP most probably was the Yuzhong in terms of team fight participations as well as in terms of how well he was able to contribute for the side of his team. But the thing is, the early game snowball did favored for the side of Team Onyx Esports,
mm,
and they were the ones who were getting the trades as well as the neutral objectives for their side, making sure the Akai is not just getting the buff, but he was onto a position for the fact that he was only able to bait out the implosion plays that was coming out from the Tigreal, and four times the six kills onto, let's say, 80%, it was the Tigreal falling down, and it was
Mm.
Erensky. So the burst damage was definitely there from the Claude, and the rest of the damage was just being dealt out from the Jushin. So it was just making sure the fact that Team Onyx Esports, they will be relying onto someone when it comes to the damage reliability, and it was big brain for this team.
Big brain. I think, most of the time I usually see Big Brain on a bit of a utility, right? I already mentioned that Onyx kind of want to play for the gold lane mostly. But now that I think about it, this is a very change one to the Jushin play style too. When you play with the Jushin, you might want to have a good mid lane and have an early lead and try to get all of those objective and the security onto the boosters and get those force turtle and roll around with it. Yeah, you're not gonna be the main damage sources, but I think it worked well for them. So that is definitely gonna be a good game right now. So game number two, we are gonna be expecting a little bit more from the side of Team of Evil because I do understand that most of the draft that they did into game number one was amazing. But the execution part they leaked out onto the rotation just a little bit. They should have made sure that the Yuzhong was, having the good lane because when there's a good lane for a Yuzhong, the first objective is always definitely into their hands. But now I feel like they should go for a little bit of an adjustment. So let's see the bands. Onyx, it will be still onto the first pick, and Tomb of Evil will be into the second pick yet again.
Yeah, they will be auto banning the Hilda, of course, and they will be banning out the Jushin for this game. They did learn out the hardest way that if you are going out
Mm,
for the utility, just ban out the Jushin. And this time, Tome of Evil, they won't be taking any more risk and just going out for the safer side that will be banning out the Jushin for this game. And I actually would like to remind most of the viewers that are viewing out the stream is the 500 dice giveaway is still going around
wow.
on to the live stream. So you need to make sure you are more engaging onto the the live chat, and there is kind of a possibility that you might be the winner for the 500 hours
Wow.
giveaway. So make sure you like and share the stream and be more engaging onto those live chats to have a higher chance to win out the 500 diamonds. If you have not purchased your M7 pass or maybe get the
Oh
Starlight,
yeah, that
this
one.
could be your chance. So coming back to the point and coming back to the draft, Hayabusa as well as the Hilda and the YSS. Okay, interesting enough. Two jungler bans
Wow.
from both of the sides coming up. The Lancelot is still open, so high chance if Onyx Esports they got out the Lancelot, then maybe they might be prioritizing it once again.
They can, they should actually. But yeah, still there's no Give ban yet from Tomb of Evil. Maybe this time around they want to deal with the Yiv rather than the Jushin. I'm not going to be complaining. But I really like that they ban away the Jushin from the hand of Evok. It's like, yeah, you do not want to give him that hero too. But the thing is, Onyx, they usually love playing the Hayabusa, but they are the one actually banning out the Hayabusa. There's also one fact that the Hayabusa, if you want to ban it, you usually go for the second phase, like a deny. But I
Yeah.
think this can be a target ban from the side of Tomb of Evil. But hey, it's definitely going to be a good option. But Eve is already going to be banned away, the Grok directly picked up. One thing for sure is that if Peridot is not onto the Gatot, he usually goes for this Grok. So that's going to be a kind of a signature pick for him.
Yeah, and Grok, even after he has received some nerfs, I think he is still very reliant onto the meta when it comes to making out the walls and just
Hmm.
diving in with those tectonic charges. A
True.
big playmaker kind of a hero coming out for the side of Team Onyx
Oh,
Esports, and Tome of Evil won't be taking that risk to give out the Lancelot this time. A 60% win rate as well as three bans. So, a pick as well as a ban kind of a priority hero is getting picked out from the side of Team Dome of Evil. And interesting enough to counter out the tectonic charge and make an impact like the tectonic charge, the Valentina is getting prioritized out quite early. But the thing is, if Onyx Esports went out with a draft that is not heavily reliant onto the ultimates, the
mm-hmm.
four other heroes, then the tectonic
Mm-hmm.
charge will be the only crucial thing as well as the only copyable ultimate for the Valentina. So
Yeah.
picking out a Valentina quite early has its own risk. It is a high risk, high reward kind of a hero,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it is a double-edged sword kind of a hero, in my opinion.
Oh, the Khadija and the
Oh,
Esmeralda. Okay. I think this should be a. I hope it is an XP lane Esmeralda. But then again, it is gonna be the Khadija for the side of Big Brain, huh? Okay, I think the bursty heroes are his kind of his thing nowadays. And nah, like you mentioned, I think it's not that gonna be it's not that big of an ultimate that the Valentina will be able to take right now for the rough wave that is. But I
yeah.
still like the com that's coming through from the side of Tomb of Evil Man because they have the Lancelot already and Valentina altogether, so that can be an early game advantage. If they cannot do it, they might be paying the price. High risk, high reward, like you mentioned. So the Gato is definitely gonna be into the room here, not gonna be able to reach out with the ground. The Khalid could have been a better choice, in my opinion. But the Fanny banned away, interesting choice. I don't think Onyx usually go for the Fanny, but they usually go for the joy when they see a Lancelot. So I don't know if they want to go for the joy. So Tomb of Evil, they should ban out the joy here. But for Onyx though, marksmen, should they ban out the carry or should they let it go?
Yeah, carry could actually be a possible or a viable kind of a ban if you are still going out for the utility. Carry is a true damage dealer, and once she gets the Trinity, she is as much hurtful as a Cloud when it comes to the team fight. So,
Yeah.
one of the heroes you actually would like to avoid onto the gold if you are going planning out for the utility is going to be that carry, or maybe
Mm,
Onyx Esports, they will be relying on to a utility kind of a marksman that could be the Claude
yeah.
once again. But I think the Esmeralda is
Wow.
getting picked out in order to make sure that the Lapu Lapu is not getting picked out for the side, because
Mm,
we do know the fact that for Lapu
yeah.
Lapu, Esmeralda is more of a natural counter.
Natural, very, very natural. And I think you ban out the Yuzhong means that Esmeralda might be into the XP, no? So
Yeah.
I think this should be an attack speed marksman for Onyx. So Tomb of Evil, they have to ban another jungle here because I don't think there's a point in banning away the marksman. Come on. Oh, okay, there we go. It's gonna be the Fredin that they wanna ban away. So this should be, huh? Okay, maybe there's also one trick that they can go for both of the teams because they are ban they are yet to ban out the marksmen. So why not lessen out the amount of XP laners for Onyx and try to trade away those marksmen?
Yeah, and there you go. Like we were expecting out the carry to be banned
Oh,
out. That is
okay.
going to be the first carry ban apparently on to this tournament itself, most probably. The Fredrin as well as the Fanny getting banned out from the side of Team Tome of Evil still
Mhm.
leaves out the Lancelot, but that is already picked out from the side of from their
Joy,
side.
Joy.
So yeah, the Joy could actually be more of a reliant pick, but the electrifying beats could be copied out from the Valentina. It could
Oh
give
yeah, yeah.
giving out the mobility for the Valentina. So I think Onyx Esports they will be relying more onto their comfort onto the jungle. Actually, Amon is also possible, but
Oh,
we will
Ammon.
see. We will see actually because Amon is also a reliant pick onto the jungle right now.
Mm-hmm. I think if they could go, what is that hero, man? I can't see. If it's a Claude or a
Xbox most
Uranus.
probably.
Oh, wait. I don't think they want to go for the Uranus against Esmeralda or the Elise also. But hey, there's gonna be a jungle and a gold lane, I presume, that can come through from the side of Onyx. Okay, that was an Xbox. Very great choice. I think it's gonna be. Oh wait, this is such a good flex. Xbox can still be a flex. Oh my goodness, that's
Oh,
gonna be the Granger for Arensky. Come on, dude. That was an XG leader Esmeralda, and that's gonna be the signature hero coming through from the last picks from both of these users. Have not gone to the Suyo, not the Joy. I really hoped it was the Joy, but they're gonna be, they're gonna have a lot of magic damage already at that point. So the Suyo was the second best thing, I presume. So what will this Xbox be like? Is it gonna be an XP laner or a gold laner?
Xbox most probably should, go on onto the EXP lane, which could be giving out the advantage against the Esmeralda. in
Mm-hmm.
terms of the laning onto the early game phase, at
Mm-hmm.
least before Esmeralda gets out her defense items. So before that, Xbox could be having the advantage, and there you
Wow.
go. Okay, interestingly enough, this is going to be an Xbox jungle, and instead they went out for the CC, something we don't see quite often after she received the nerf onto the
Mm-hmm.
EXP at least, and she is kind of reliant more onto her itemization. But the fact is, the Wardex has got some nerfs. So laning wise, I think the CC could be having quite a trouble. And draft wise, I think the Amon was also possible, but we completely forgot about
Ah,
the Suyo, which
Emon.
was, you know, Suyo was banned out onto the previous game, but this time he has been picked out. So I believe it could be more of an advantage that the Suyo could be having more of an advantage when it comes to stealing out as well as taking out objective faster than the Lancelot. So a gold lane CC this time, like I already said, the Warx has got quite nerf, but still they are relying on to a gold lane CC. They need to make sure the CC is able to outfarm the Granger when it comes to the itemizations. But anyways, this is going to be the second game for the night, and second game, second series, Onyx Esports onto the blue, and they are taking off Tom of Evil onto the red. So the match point for the side of Team Onyx Esports, and the question is, can Tom of Evil come up with the upset or maybe a potential reverse sweep?
That's what we are looking at right now because the early game is definitely a good one. A big brain trying to swim away to safety right there. The winning lane is definitely gonna be the big side for the side of Tomb of Evil. But then again, they put Cloveron onto a hero that is a CC, but that's gonna be a Pokemon too from Erensky. It's gonna be the Granger. Yeah, that is a good laning phase that is gonna be having right now because most of the time when you see this guy on the Granger, yeah, he usually go for the late game. So we'll have to wait for that. But this time around, I think Tomb of Evil, they kind of know that their main focus has to be the gold lane, so they are actually being aggressive together from the mid together, and I think they should try to reach out to their um decision making and go for those damages if they wanna look for an engage or a pick off. But Cloveran though taking out a lot of
Oh,
damage from the Rhapsodies, he's still able to walk away, but he's still gonna be safe, I presume.
yeah, he does has the vengeance as well in order to sustain it out, but it
Hmm.
would be better for him to just not trade out one of his important spells that might be more helpful onto the upcoming team fights. But the turtle already being spawned, and Team Onyx Esports having slight of a macro advantage, and the
Uh,
jungler for the side of Team Onyx,
wow.
Tom of Evil, is yet to be onto the turtle scene trying to be contesting it out. But the rumor needs to make sure he might be getting out some visions, but that might not be happening. Before that, oh,
Okay.
there's a fight.
That's gonna be a turtle taken away by Rija, but it's gonna be the two from Brain able to grab a kill onto Unseen right there, but there might be a bit of engage. She will be taken down. It's gonna be a stun coming through. Sar might be taken very low, but it's gonna be
Oh,
a damage coming. Rija able to take Havoc down. He's trying to go in for more. That's gonna be a death coming through 1 second, and it's all it takes for a big brain to be falling down 2-2. Is the score, but they have the turtle onto their hands, and Itami. Can you see the chains onto the roster here? Rija, the previous
oh.
Yuzhong is now onto the Lancelot.
Yeah, it's more of the role change more instead of the roster
Yeah.
change. And yeah,
Uh,
Riza did make sure he got the turtle. He stole out the turtle as well as they even out the trades with a 2-for-2 lead. So it gives out Team Tom of Evil a slight of an advantage, though the goal
mhm.
difference is not that massive, but it will be giving out some of their advantage when it comes to taking out more team fights before the second turtle. So Onyx Esports, Erensky needs to make sure he is able to get the stacks onto the Granger. One thing
Mhm.
about the Granger is he has received some nerfs, and the
Yeah.
damage onto the creeps has been reduced. So the farming for the Granger is kind of delayed for because of that. So if he is able to keep up with the stacks, then that will be the major factor the Granger is able to scale up.
Yeah, that's why it's important that he is able to have a good timing onto those last hits right there. But then again, I think he will be able to have that potential only into the late game. Classic Erensky move though is definitely gonna be going directly for the Sky Pizza rather than the boots, and yeah, it's gonna be the Fury Hammer as well. But onto the top side though, there might be a little bit of a something havoc. Oh, that's gonna be a tech charge coming through. Peridot will be taken down. Claverian might be low on HP. The revitalization is coming through. Erensky might be in trouble, able to walk away still. The roamer gone, and the turtle is gonna be up in less than 2 seconds.
Yeah, and just like that, Tome of Evil able to get another kill and making sure that the turtle will be contested from their side as well. But the thing about Team Onyx Esports this time is if Team Tome of Evil goes out for the contest, how well they are able to contest out with the retribution play. There is the AOG being used out in
What?
order to retreat. Just like that.
Just like that, and this might actually be good for the side of Onyx Esports right now. They may try to go for the engage. It's gonna be Sar getting caught into the base of it all. The flicker will be used against Eransky. And not Kazansky is still able to survive all of that, and the turtle is still stagnant. No one is ready to take it up because of the absence of the rumors coming through from the side of Tomb of Evil. They cannot really go through with the Peridot though, with the taunt, with the stuns, trying to go for the drone, and Cleveron onto the backlines, dishing out a lot of damage with the yo-yo blitz. The turtle is coming through. Marisa with the steal and the kill will be able to take it down. The objective into his hands, but Kazansky though still into the midst of it all, trying to dish out the damage that he might be getting caught to 3 members. Tomb of Evil, they're trying to chase onto the Esmeralda, but he still is able to survive. But what a play coming through from Risa.
Riza, man, not once but twice. He felt it, first time was
Yeah.
nice, and he had to do it twice,
Second
and
time.
he just got the kill onto the Suyo as well. So Tome of Evil, they still have the advantage because of the turtle, and they did make sure the Suyo also fell off onto the process. So Tome of Evil,
Cleveron! Oh
solo
my
kill.
goodness, Zelensky! That's a solo kill onto the mid lane. Peridot is able to get a stun onto 3 members, but it might eventually be a defensive one trying to protect onto the jungle. But right now, there might be a taunt coming through unseen, trying to find onto 2 members right there. Not dishing out a lot of damage, but it's going to be a stun coming through, revitalizing pop as well. But the AOC is out, and Kazansky will be able to get a kill onto unseen.
Good timing onto the Petrify, made sure the AOG was cancelled and getting the kill onto Unseen. The Revitalize was actually saving him out, but the Petrify
Yeah.
did the job for the side of Team Onyx Esports in order to get the kill for the Gatot. So it will be denying some of his defense items as well as the farm for his side, but there might be a force onto the bot, and just like that,
Retribution.
it's fork. Just make sure he is able to
Oh my
sustain, but no, he just goes down.
It just goes down, but Unseen trying to get a defense onto the turret right now, able to do so, but there was a good engage coming through from Evo right now. Peridot into the picture, he still have to be imposting onto the wall. No ultimate just yet, so they have to walk away a little bit, but on the other hand, I still feel that there still may be chance for a Tomb of Evil to come through because they do have a Valentina which can make a surprise set, but Riza, I think right now he's trying to go for the damage. That's a lot of damage with the Thorn Rolls actually.
Of course, and the Lancelot. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he is able to
Yeah.
go out with the contest and clutches out with the retribution once
Yeah.
again. But in order to deny that, Onyx Esports need to make sure the Lancelot is zoned out well. But the main problem is if the puncture is baited out before that, then it could be quite possible. But Onyx Esports, they will be making sure they will not be overextending on any team fights, or maybe the Grok is looking for a position to actually use out the tectonic charge right onto time. But there will be the contest as well as the team fight.
Okay, that might be a start. Kazanski trying to go in.
Uh-oh.
There's going to be the last insanity out of the backclass. Rensky is in
Oh.
trouble, but he have a stack onto the Sky Pizza. It's going to be Scalabrian down, but Reza, yet another time, will be able to steal the turtle onto the Lancelot, and is going to be dealing out a tilt for the side of Havoc right now, but he's still able to defend onto the mid lane side. 1-for-1 trade, I would say, but it's the turtle for 2 kills. Is it still worth it or not? I do not remember, but still Peridot, he's trying to go for that much of an invade, but I don't think this is a good decision for them right now. Taunt coming through. Kazansky still very healthy because he's one of the tankier member, of course, but that was a good one, don't you think?
Definitely. Like it was not just twice, but this time it was thrice. And the Lancelot just gets the turtle just like that, making sure they still have the advantage onto the gold as well. Onto the gold, actually, it is Team Onyx Esports who have already kept up. But
Mhm.
in terms of getting the neutral objectives, I feel like if it comes to the later phases of the game, the Lord advantage could actually be for the side of Team Roma people
Yeah.
if they have the retribution advantage just like that. And looking at the itemizations, the Suyo is only completed his Warax and he is going for the Hunter Strike next. And Erensky, of course, most probably is going out for the Sea Halberd for the Hunter Strike. So the boots as well as the other itemizations are completed. But the main fact for the side of Team Onyx Esports is they have the kill as well as they have the goal advantage for the side. Oh, there's the play.
Unseen. Oh, he might be in trouble getting caught to the base of it. Wait, Pop as well. AOZ just for defensive maneuver, but it's gonna be a time here from Perida trying to go in for more. It's gonna be a dash, and there we go. Rija will be getting catch up by the last insanity into the back lines. Will not be able to take anyone down. The immortality is still there, sir. Might be in trouble. That's gonna be a knockout coming to a re-engagement for Kazanski and Klaverian.
Oh,
Still able to survive at 1 HP, but that's gonna be a attack coming through with the Thorn Rose and the knockout coming through as
Riza.
well. Reza might be getting taken down. It's gonna be killing spree for Kazanski. Peridat might be in trouble yet again, but he is still able to walk away with 1 HP. A good engage, but still in favor for Onyx Paradox.
Yeah, they just got the kill onto the jungler. So it is, a major starting factor for the side of Team Onyx Esports, even if they already had the lead. But shutting out the jungler, especially from a goal laner, it is looking out quite good because Ranger is heavily reliant onto the snowball after the nerfs, like I already mentioned it out. And Erensky, of course, being one of his signature picks, look at him just go around with the Ranger, making sure the sax is done.
Oh,
There is the
Kazanski.
falling
Oh my
star
god.
moon onto three people, but not a proper follow up.
He was just trying to be a tease, I guess, because there's
Yeah.
no way that they will go for it. Oh my god, it's a
Oh,
snipe onto the blue bomb at the top lane though. Big Brain might be in trouble getting a ton upon. The Gadita will be taken down with the ton itself. But Peridot right now might be taken down as well. But he have the tech test. It's gonna be a jump. Kazanski dealing out the damage by Rensky onto the backside, dishing out those Rhapsodies. He's gonna be getting taunted upon. He have the flicker, the last insanity coming through as well. He's gonna be Shia with the damages, but the fire
oh.
throw will be able to shut down Erensky, but right now C is in trouble. Kazanski and the members are still onto the chase. It's gonna be a double kill for the Esmeralda.
3 for 2 actually, and this time Onyx Esports, of course, they will be having the advantage. But even if they lost Erensky out of onto the process, they did make sure
Yeah.
3 of the members will be falling off. And Riza is still alive. He's trying to make sure he might be getting out some trades, but for now they will be requiring the roamer. And speaking of the roamer, Katot Kacha's most of the AOGs is being used out in order to retreat instead of engaging. So
Mhm.
that might be one of the major factors that Team Tome of Evil are not able to engage like they are supposed to. The Lord going out for the side of Team Onyx Esports.
Yeah, and this can definitely be a sure tech onto the mid turret right now. But Claverian though taking out a lot of damage, you have to walk away. No wave right now, but sure onto the other side. It might be there must be something onto the red buff here. Riza still able to survive with the deaths that he have. But Peridot though might be getting taunted. The rough wave already missed out. Big brain that might not be that big of a brain moment right there, but they still have to wait for the Lord to, not waste out their resources.
Yeah, they need to make sure that they are able to sync out those lanes in order to make sure that the Lord will be having most of their advantage. And Tome of Evil, they still have the mid tiers, and looks like they might be trying down for the engage. Another AOG being used out
Wow.
just to retreat out for the
Havoc?
Katot. He will be having a lot of cooldowns, and Havoc was going out for the engage, but they didn't got any trades for their side. But they did make sure that Havoc will be going back with the recalls, and there's the engage might be
Oh,
happening on the mid.
Zelensky? Oh my goodness, he had to be careful, man.
Oh.
Unseen. Oh, he's not trying. That's gonna be defended. He's missing it out. The Tauros as well. But it's gonna be a jump coming through from Havoc. Riza will be down the wrong way. away will be committed to Unseen. Caught into the midst of it all, getting the knocked upon. He might be in trouble. See with 1 HP and Claverian as well. Taken down. It's gonna be Kazanski going into the backlines, taking 1 kill of his own. 2 members down for the side of Tomb of Evil, but the last incentive will be coming through. The flicker is helping Arensky to survive, but
Wow.
it's gonna be a damage onto the backlines coming through. Esmeralda with a triple kill coming through. He might go get that damage done, and he will be able to clean everyone up. 4 member down for the side of Tomb of Evil, and they still need to take care of their turrets.
Yeah, and just like that, even if the turrets were not secured for the first lot, they did got a really good trade. That is going to be a 4 for none. And looks like the goal laner, the CC just goes back onto the process, but the mid will be forced out from the side of Team Onyx Esports. They need to make sure that the fact that it's only the inhibitors remaining for their side, for the side of Team Tome of Evil, if they are going out for the second contention. But before that, they might be looking out for another engage from either of the sides. And Onyx Esports definitely are extending out the leads. Tome of Evil will need out a good opening or maybe a good AOG or a
Mhm.
copy tectonic charge in order to start out a fight properly for their side.
The copy tectonic has to be an option, but Unseen onto the other side trying to get a ton. He's dishing out a lot of damage, but Penidon will be able to get the tech charge, but Calaveran will be caught to the midst of it all, getting taken down as well. Kizanski though, he's into the towers, but he will be able to walk away. And that for nothing. Tomb of Evil, they shouldn't have gone for the engage, because right now this Lord will be free yet again, and they already cracked 1 inhibitor without the presence of the Lord too.
Yeah, and the goal laner not being present out, it is making sure that the, what do you call it, the curtain calls might not be
Yeah.
coming from the side of Team Tome of Evil. They are just directly going out for the Lord, making sure the objectives is going to be secured. And looking at the itemizations, Granger has almost completed his second last item. Most probably he is going out for the Sea Halberd this time, and it was the Malefic Roar before. So it will be giving out the damage penetration, and it will be making sure it will, just extend out the lead for the side of Team Onyx Esports. And all they need to do right now is sync those lanes properly in order to actually end out the games. Trading out might not be, the main
Yeah.
goal of an objective, but the thing is they need to be more crystal locking in order to
Yeah.
just end out the game, or maybe just more of an advantage onto the team fights. And looks like they will be trying to sync those lanes as much as possible to make sure the Lord will be directly focusing onto the Nexus.
That's what they want to go here for. 2 inhibitor is going to be enough. Sar right now tongue down onto those armor here, but that's a good snipe coming through from Havoc again. But they'll be able to crack that 1 inhibitor open right now. The Lord will be marching into the top lane side, but right now to the midst of it all, Havoc might be trying to jump in. It's going to be a taunt coming through from Unseen. He have to pop out the revitalize to walk away, so that's going to be one resource that's already being burnt down. They have to take care of the mid lane yet again. Yerensky onto the focus, onto this turret to take, but AOG might be coming through. 3 members sent down. The last insanity onto the backline is going to be his time coming through as well, but the damages are impaired on with the immortality still able to survive, and Erensky will be getting a kill, and he'll be getting a double. That's a triple. He can go for the maniac. One more hit is what it takes, and that's the maniac. He can go for the salad. The flicker coming in, and one more. It's going to be Erensky with the savage yet again onto the Grandeur. A perfect way to end this best of 3 series with a sweep.
Yeah, and with a bang. It was the Maniac before. Unfortunately, it was not the Savage, but on to the game number two. Of course, Erinsky did the work. He got the Savage as well as they got the series for the side. So Onyx Paradox, also known as Team Onyx Esports, will be qualifying for the top 8, and they will be moving on forward. And it will be Team Tome of Evil falling down onto this best of 3 series. A clean sweep coming up from one of the best teams from Bhutan, we do know. And Tome of Evil, they did come up with a really good performance. I actually do appreciate the fact that Lancelot was able to get
Yeah,
3 out of 3 turtles,
3.
but it was still not enough for the side of Team Tome of Evil. And Team Onyx Esports made sure that even if the objectives, neutral objectives, were getting secured from the side of Team Tome of Evil, it was actually getting stolen, but still they were able to keep up with the lead. Let the Granger farm, let the Granger get the snowball, and that is what exactly happened. He just got the Savage, and he did the job for the side of Team Onyx Esports, and commendable performance from both of the sides. But it is going to be only one victor, and that is going to be Team Onyx Esports for this series, of course.
A perfect clean sweep. A perfect hand with the Savage, by the way, and it's Irensky onto the Granger. I did already mention do not give this guy the Granger, and they kind of did. And yeah, that's the suffering that they have to come through. But I'm pretty sure the MVP could have been him. But there's also one fact that Kazansky onto the Esmeralda was so consistent in always going into the backlines and joining them away. But he's not just joining them, he was able to get kills on them too. So I don't think she was on. I mean, she onto the Valentina was even there to provide for the team too because of the intense joining coming through from Kazansky also, and he also had a lot of damage onto the Esmeralda too, and that kind of opened up the momentum from the side of Onyx Paradox most of the time, and they usually made all those plays because of that possibility, and I think that is a big threat for the side of Tomb of Evil also. And I don't think they were able to deal with the Esmeralda as well because there was no one who could shut him down. And I know that it can usually be a threat coming through from the export that can be an answer for the Esmeralda, but most of the time I mean not his contest, his focus was mainly on Erensky onto the Granger. So I do not blame him for that because it's usually what you want to do onto the XP lane. You might want to drone away the marksmen and the mages, but I think maybe, just maybe, just use out the 2 damage onto Kizanski. But I think it's just can work out. But hey, let's see the MVP. There we go. It's gonna be Kizanski, not Erensky.
Yeah, and did one of the reasons why Kazansky got out the
Mhm.
MVP was because he had zero deaths onto this game, and of course the Granger did fell out once, but still Erensky was the one who got the savage. But still, team fight contribution wise, as well as the damage taken, uh, is one of the reasons why Kazansky will be taking the MVP for this game. And of course, Team Onyx Paradox, I think Kazansky did pretty well when it comes out to zone out most of the members from the
Yeah.
side of Team Tome of Evil with the Falling Star Moon as well. He was
Mhm.
absolutely fearless, just, Falling Star Moon, 3 people, even if the turret was locking him, and he was
Yeah.
escaping and retreating it out from there as well. So a deserving MVP for Kazansky, and Erinsky, as well as other members from the side of Team Onyx Paradox, also pulling up with their performances. I think for the side of Team Tome of Evil, the Valentina pick was a bit early because the
Oh,
tectonic
true.
charge was the only thing that was quite utilizable for the Valentina. And, being a mage, being a mid laner, if you're going out for a draft like that, you could be going out for a burst instead of what do you call it, utility mage like the Valentina, who
Mm.
is completely reliant onto how well the ultimate, as well as how well you are able to use out the play with a copied ultimate. So Valentina could have been a later kind of an option, which could have given out Team Onyx Esports to use out other heroes, which could have been reliant more onto their ults. But still, I would like to commend the performance of Team Tome of Evil, especially Riza. Like I already mentioned,
Mhm.
he
Yeah,
was
Rija.
able to steal out a lot of objectives with the Lancelot. The rule change was definitely there. It did give out Team Onyx Esports kind of an hassle, and the Suyo did fell off onto the two of the turtles, and that was only two of the deaths he had onto the entire game. So
Mm.
the other members, they did out the zonings this time, and they did make sure before the Lord, the Lancelot will not be able to join out onto those later team fights. And they made sure that Team Tome of Evil are not able to contribute it out. And speaking of contribution, the Gatot Kacha, like I already mentioned, his AOGs were being used out.
Mm.
Instead of engaging, he was more on to the retreating factor. The AOG was just getting buried out.
That has to be one of the biggest factor for the lose coming through from Tomb of Evil too, I guess, because he was the only reliable crowd control that they had. Meanwhile, for Onyx, they have the Rough Wave, they have the Tech Charge, they have the Falling Star Moon too, and a little bit of a stun coming through from the studio as well. And I think he has been a tad bit too aggressive, and that kind of costs out them into this team fights as well. And when you have a Lancelot, you might wanna go for the fights and make him have the opening to try to go into the backline most of the time. And I do want to agree on how you comment to Riza as well, because I think he was doing a really good job in the turtle steals, right? But not only that, he was able to get onto the dive onto the backline most of the time. But then again, at that point of the time, I feel like Onyx, they already have that defense, and even though he have a lot of damage onto the taunt rows, I don't think he have that much of a spacing that he can come through with, which is not provided by the team. Yeah, that kind of make them fall down a little bit. But I also like to think that maybe the early game was a little too much for them to handle, because they did not have a winning lane onto the XP side because of the export too. And yeah, that was actually not the very best. But head to head though, it's gonna be the Unseen together with Kazanski, a sort of a change into the ratings, because Esmeralda is a broken, disgusting hero, man. Because he's look at that. He's able to dish out more damage and more. I don't know. He's able to take more damage and give out the same percentage. You don't usually have that. If you are a utility, stick to utility, right? Utility, right? If you are a damage dealer, be the damage dealer. But Esmeralda said, no, I can be both.
Yeah, and I believe the Gatot is the one, Unseen is the one who was the losing MVP for the side of Team Tome of
Mm,
Evil. Like I already mentioned it about him, that the AOGs could have been more contributing when it came to the team fights before, because there was one point for the side of Team Onyx Esports that they did got caught up with an AOG which connected onto three people. So that did happen on to the later phases of the game, and if
mm,
it did happen on to the early as well as onto the mid game, then maybe the scenarios would have been quite different. But Onyx Esports as well as Kazanski did make sure that the zoning as well as uh, he did make sure that the later damage was also coming up from the side. And onto my notice, he also got a triple kill right onto the mid game, so it did
yeah.
give out quite of an advantage to him when it comes to poking as well as decent amount of damage as well was also being dealt out from his side.
I also like to think that maybe Tomb of Evil had like you mentioned, the triple kill. There's also one point there that we can see through the playstyle of Tomb of Evil. They were having a bird's eye view. They are focused too much on the Granger, which is Erensky, and they are trying to chase him again and again. And they cannot really do that when they were trying to focus on Erensky, who have the Rondo, who have the flicker. Kazansky was there creating the same havoc into the backline, and he was able to get all those kills onto C at first, and then he was able to maneuver back into the team fight, and then again he get all those kills back. And at that point of a time, I also love to think that Eransky wasn't the problem after all. It was actually Kazansky that they should have been more focused on, and I don't think there was any amount of threat that they could provide. I think they could have played a little bit better, but oh, look at that. Everywhere is going to be Onyx. But damage taken is
Oh,
actually Kazansky, of course, Esmeralda, like we said. But gold permanent rich guy is going to be Erensky.
yeah, and onto the surprise, I did thought that the snowball as well as the main damage dealer could have been the Granger. It could have been
Yeah.
Erinsky, but it is onto my surprise, it's Captain Havoc who was able to dish out the most damage for the
Yeah.
side of
Wow.
Team Onyx Esports. So of course, Esmeralda will be the damage taken. I believe he was the sandbag as well. Yeah, he's the
Mm.
sandbag actually, and
Is
the rich guy is going to be Arinsky, being a gold laner, doing his job, getting the farm, getting the savage, and being quite of a nuisance onto the Granger. That did make sure why it is one of his signature picks, and he was able to pull it out quite perfectly. There was one moment that he was sidestepping the Lancelot as well when it actually came out from him for him. He used out the Rondo, he used out the Death Sonatas to use out onto his advantage onto the mobilities as well, and of course the wingman. Uh, it is period onto the grok. The wild charges were also quite up to the point, making sure the Valentina is not able to give a perfect set, most of the perfect sets like he did onto this series as well as onto this game.
everywhere is Onyx Paradox, and we can see how the early game was getting carried by Kazansky, and then came the late game, and it's shown to the hands of Eransky yet again. And usually they have these kind of combination most of the time, and yeah, they have a good macro. Sometimes they try to go for the risk taking, but yeah, I think it's actually a very commendable that they are able to get a clean sweep, and I hope that they will be able to play out like this into the next round where they are going to be facing bigger teams. I think Tomb of Evil, they are so good on the drafting, man. They are amazing on onto the drafting. It's just the execution part that they were lacking in, especially against Onyx Paradox. So I think they do have potential. They have a great and big potential because Riza, man, he
Yeah,
had the potential to become a thief in
of
game.
course.
In game.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for clearing it out, Devi.
in
And
game,
yeah,
in game.
of course, being an objective stealer has its own advantage onto the game, and Riza was, one of the major factors for the side of Team Tom of Evil as well. I do hope we do see more of Tom of Evil onto the tournament action, and I do hope the best for the side of Team Onyx Esports as well, who have qualified for the top 8. But for today, that is going to be it for the matches. We will be back with more action tomorrow. And don't forget to like and share the stream. The giveaway are still on. So 500 diamonds could be yours. Make sure you recommend Arunoday Esports as well as the stream to your friends as well, which might actually add up a better chance for you to win out the giveaway. But till then, Itami as well as Debbie will be signing off. We will be seeing you tomorrow with more action. Till then, good night, everyone, and stay safe.
एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर। सुपर फास्ट एयरटेल एक्सट्रीम फाइबर आपके नए स्मार्ट टीवी को देगा
एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, नेटफ्लिक्स के सारे स्टार्स, Amazon प्राइम वीडियो मजेदार, लोकल शोज का भरमार, टीवी चैनल्स भी
रेडी एवरीवन
है तैयार। एंटरटेनमेंट जोरदार, are you तैयार?
मेरे स्मार्ट टीवी में तो ये सब नहीं।
ये सिर्फ स्मार्ट नहीं, एक्सट्रीमली स्मार्ट टीवी बन गया है।
सुपर फास्ट वाईफाई अनलिमिटेड एंटरटेनमेंट